And that was the end of the awkward silence.
Fantastic. And welcome to episode 5.
Welcome to episode 5 of Teroka podcast. Thank you for being a listener. Whenever you're listening this, maybe in like a couple of years' time or something.
That happens all the time, isn't it?
All the time, yeah.
All the time.
Today we have Jeremy Ong.
Guys.
Is that how you want to be called?
Yeah.
Jeremy?
Yeah. It's my birth name.
It
Yeah.
is your birth name, yeah. And Jeremy runs VapeClubMY, which is one of the biggest vape juice online stores in the world, maybe?
Is
Can I say that?
I wouldn't say that. I would say in Malaysia, yes.
In Malaysia.
From
bigger.
Malaysia, but like...
Can say from Southeast Asia or not?
No, I don't. Maybe.
Yes.
Such a humble guy.
Hey,
Maybe.
look at us, not bad, International stage.
Getting
sort
the A-listers.
Yeah.
Getting the A-listers. And it's only episode
Wow.
5.
Yeah,
You
we
guys
have
are
a-
really making this awkward.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Vape tycoon here.
So yeah, I know you through a friend of mine, and you are to me like a e-commerce guy. Basically, that's
Right.
the stamp that you're good with the internet and you're good with selling stuff
On the internet.
on the internet.
Yep.
So, you sell stuff on the internet and you're good at it. So yeah, we learned a lot of stuff from you as well along our journey, and I thought it'd be interesting to have a chat about
man. Business in general.
the world in your views, sort of.
My eyes, right.
The world through your eyes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Tell us a bit about the business, man. How it started.
I think it's better if I go
All the way back.
a little bit, earlier.
Right.
Like when, because a lot of my friends, like, they see, oh, you're doing really well. But I actually went through quite a few failures. Some of them, like, got me in debt. That I'm still paying up to now. Some. And it's, people tend to focus on the results, but the progress is how I became good at what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I spent the past, 6 years of my life, 7 years of my life, learning how to do it and actually doing it. That's how I've learned and, how I developed the ability to sell online, right?
Sorry,
but
hang
I
on a
wouldn't call
second.
myself
Are we getting his... can you come closer to the mic? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine, it's
Okay,
fine.
okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
But you can come closer to the mic if
Yeah.
you want to. Like, it doesn't bite.
Okay. So yeah, it's quite a journey. It has a lot of ups and downs. I wouldn't say it's really nice. But basically, I quit my job, my 3 years worth of full-time job, right? And then before that, I actually started, selling online already. Selling drop shipping, female clothing. Selling my first ever sale on the internet was a weight loss program. I haven't met the person ever, and I was like, wow, it was one of the best feelings of my life.
How are you selling a weight loss program?
I was just, I started a WordPress
Somebody's program that you like
blog.
resell, is it?
Correct.
Oh.
Using this thing called ClickBank.
ClickBank.
Yeah, it's an affiliate. I'll go into that a
Yeah,
bit later. I
alright.
think, right?
Alright.
So I was selling this weight loss program. It's called Venus Factor. Now, I recently visited ClickBank again, and I saw Venus Factor 3.0 now. So it's doing well, right?
Wow.
It
But-
works.
I've only sold one ever, and how I did it was I started a WordPress blog. I wrote a review,
Yeah.
an honest review about the course.
And honest in like air
Air
quotes,
quotes.
honest.
Honest.
Yeah.
So you never actually done it, lah? Were
I've
you on
never
the
actually,
program?
no, I mean I had access to the course. I checked it out. I
Ah.
thought okay, this seems
Doable, lah.
this
Legit.
seems sellable,
Ah.
since. And I actually paid for a marketing course before that, and he was teaching this basically, and that's how I got my feet wet into digital marketing, right? Online marketing, internet marketing, however you want to call it. And then I made my first sale, and that told me that making money online was possible. It was like a total change in mindset, right?
And this was when? 2000... Early years of the internet?
the first ever, not early years of the internet. I think I was just born right then, right?
You're not that old, man. You're not
Early
that
years
old.
for us, for our generation.
For
80s,
speak
80s
for
baby.
yourself,
90s,
yeah.
I think 80s or something. Yeah.
So this is like early 2000s, 2010, 2011,
2010.
2010.
Yeah, 2010 or 11. I can't really remember.
Yeah, those days were like a lot of blog shop, selling
Correct.
shirts, female
Correct.
clothing. Yeah.
But you see, that's what a lot of people think.
Yeah.
Blogging is still one of the best formats to market your business
Today.
right now.
And
Even
biggest,
today.
yeah.
Like within my company, we spend quite a bit of resources on our blog, right? But of course, there's video, there's podcasting as well. Podcasting is one of my favorite media channels, I think, right? But I feel that. Oh wait, I lost my train of thought.
Internet marketing.
How like blogs are like still
Yeah,
the
because
best.
okay, like I mentioned this previously before we chat, right? Like there are 4 types of learning. Human learn in 4 ways. One, by seeing other people do it, by listening to guides, whatever, by reading, right, and then by doing. So if you have a piece of content that can be learned through viewing, you should be multiplying it into
Listening
and
reading.
to serve different kinds of people. You effectively, multiply
The
the amount
reach.
of people
Yeah.
you reach.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the best ways to market your business, and blog is one of them.
And you
Blogs
learn
are
this from
replacing
the-
newspapers.
Yeah, and you learn this through the first business, the first sale you ever made on the internet.
No, I didn't learn this from that. But that piqued my interest.
Yeah.
It made me obsessed about making money online.
Okay, so previously you mentioned you were with a corporate doing brand and marketing, right?
Yeah,
Did they
yeah.
use all these? Were they tapping into this back then, 2010, 2000? Yeah, you say 3 years, so around 2007 to 10, I assume.
It's quite unfortunate to
Ah.
say, that even right now they're not actually doing any of these.
Yeah, because but their food is really good though.
The product is
The
good,
product is good,
right?
yeah.
The product is good.
Mm.
But a lot of them, they don't go very, very deep in terms of digital marketing.
Yeah, I think they take like a traditional point of view, which a lot of people do, right? A lot of companies do that, no?
Yeah.
Just go with traditional ways
Like
of
newspaper.
promotions, and only now, in the last year or so, every company now has a transformation office. If
To
within-
digitally transform.
Yeah, to digitally transform, to change the ways, to rebrand certain things. And it's only becoming a thing now, to even care about your online presence, I feel, as big brands.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
But you see, the last 10 years, the biggest brands that did the best, they're all on the digital platform. Because,
Yeah.
again, marketing is all about attention. You don't want to be somewhere people can't see, You want to be in front of them. Like everyone.
I just thought of a good question for you, bro.
Right.
You pay attention to recently Gillette did an ad.
No, unfortunately. Tell me about it.
Oh damn! So, like you say, right? When you're advertising, you want views.
Right.
And what best way to get views by jumping into something controversial? Well, as a company, generally, you don't want to do that. You want to play on the safe side. You want to be a bit wholesome.
Correct.
But what Gillette did was they did an ad about how men can be more manly, I think, or something about toxic masculinity, lah. It's one of those social justice warrior thing, So they plaster themselves there. They got a lot of hate from it, and some people like it. And of course, then subsequently, I think it was 1 month later, they do another ad. Yeah.
I didn't
This
know
time
about
they
this.
show this guy is an army dude, and then he comes back, has his family, and he's basically a good dad reading story to this girl. And then just try to reverse what they did, I don't know whether they are, because people got pissed off, right? What the fuck? You're just a shaving company. What are you talking about? Women's right, or how men are toxic, the sort of thing.
So in the
Yeah.
digital age, I would say it, I would call it that. Being polarized, producing polarized content is very, very important. Polarized meaning you stand on one side
Yeah.
of the story,
Yeah.
and then you spark discussion
Correct.
among people, and it goes viral.
Yeah.
to get in front of as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Back to your
Basically,
original.
stir shit
Yeah.
up lah. You stir shit
Yeah.
up.
But I don't know whether is it that great or not, because obviously you have you then tie it together with political parties, and so I read this a long time ago. I think it was the story of how Coco Chanel played to the Nazis and played to the loyalists after the Nazi party fell to ensure that Chanel brand stay,
Yeah,
and how Renault did stay French and like took a big hit during World War II. So as a business, then the question become like, okay, how, like if I have a big company now, do I want to pander to this? Like everyone is talking about say certain controversial topic like affirmative action policy. Then I tailor my ad specifically for this group of people, because Malaysia is quite diverse
Right.
society. So I create maybe a bit more extreme. Sorry, more traditional. Try to
To
infuse
get to that
yes,
demographic.
to get to that
Exactly.
demographic, and I do it for Chinese, Indian, and Malay people, and those values might not gel with the current day value, but definitely I know there's like maybe a certain demography of 40 years old and above. Maybe people are born in 1958, that era. I try to pander to that.
Right. Yeah, because I think what was your question?
Yeah, so do you think like as marketers, right, should you then try not to like
you have to take a stance. on
you have
like
a
things like
ethical
this, right?
perspective, not
Okay.
try to play to spark to throw more wood into the embers,
Right. So I think it really depends on your brand persona and your brand values. What is it that your company wants to represent? Because a company actually has its own identity. Like the company could be extremely French. Hence Peugeot. Was it or Renault?
Renault, yeah.
Renault, right. But that's in the culture, that's built in the culture of a company. So if say Teroka is, you want to open up to you want to drive exploration, in terms of thoughts and ideas and stuff like that. If there's a cause that you should be supporting, you should be supporting that cause. Right? Even though if it's controversial or not.
That's a good.
You feel me?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
your company's, your brand's personality.
Yeah.
What is it that you do? Like for example, have you guys read the book Built to Last?
I've heard of it. Haven't read it.
Yeah, my dad told me to read it when I was really, really little. I don't know why, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And lately, I think 2 years back, I actually read it, and that really opened me up to a lot of knowledge about these giant corporations.
Yeah.
They all have a very, very distinct personality,
Yeah.
right? They're like a human being,
So
sort of.
can you name one? Name one that
Say-
you remember.
Boeing,
You're right.
right? Their personality is that they will always chase the frontier, even it means the company needs to go broke, like really go in a loss for like a year, 1.5 years, just to throw themselves into one project. That would be one of Boeing's personalities and values.
But then at the same time, like it could be controversial in the sense that it may not be your identity, but because you want to sell your product. Suppose, I just want to sell my product, and the best way of doing it is to show that I'm extremely French. So I do that, not because it's my identity, I just want to, I'm not on a moral compass.
Yeah, so I guess what his point is that they should have their own, but I don't. The thing is
So
that
using it to sell, I would say it's viral hacking is not really, not very, very powerful unless it's built into your product. But if it's just like a physical product like Coke or something, it only drives brand awareness, which means future sales. Right?
Right.
Yeah. So, like you also mentioned, like going back to the topic, you also mentioned that
Come closer a bit.
say using it to sell. Usually, viral traffic is touch and go. Like people see it, it registers in their mind, and then they let go
yeah.
of it. Like the content that really sells is content that is long form, extremely value providing, because you are presenting yourself as an authority in that field.
Yeah, I mean selling as an expert lah.
Selling as an expert.
Yeah, it's
yes.
the fastest way to sell.
And
that's
putting
for
out
sure.
content
But
is
that
the
takes
fastest way to
time.
do
It's
that.
not the fastest way, It takes
But-
time for you to be that authority figure.
Yeah.
But viral hacking doesn't really,
Give you authority.
it doesn't really give you sales.
Well, it gives you
immediate sales.
attention, I suppose.
It gives you
right?
attention, but it
Yeah.
doesn't give you immediate sales.
Say 10,000 people watch a video, and maybe out of 10,000, only 1,000 people really got interested in a company. That's what viral video does, like, you think?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
really grabs your attention. It's more for brand awareness. It doesn't really drive sales right away. Also, you still need to nurture them.
So-
So like if you presented like you believe in something, if I don't know your company, I wouldn't buy it. But it could be a first touch point, like the first time that he's hearing about your company, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of human, how the human brain works. Yeah.
So,
Does that make sense?
yeah, it does. But I mean, like, I see it's a bit hard. Like, say for Gillette's example, I wonder, like, how many people actually look at that ad, or whether the board of directors saw that ad. And when they create another ad, I wonder also, like, are they now doing it because maybe it's too divisive? To the point where their shareholders is like, I wonder in that 3 months whether their sales drop a bit on their shavers. Yeah, it's a curious thing.
And
But you see-
I would
but you
think
see
that
when-
any
when-
publicity is good publicity, and like you say, it just reminds them that
Gillette is here.
is here, and like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I
And
am
we're
Gillette,
talking
talking
this is
about
what
it.
Gillette believes in
Yeah.
to tell you that, right?
But
To
even
tell
if they don't like connect with what it believes, I feel that
They just jump on the
They
train.
would still-
This is
yeah.
what everyone is talking about. And because I start doing that, like, to sell property. Like, do you know in Malaysia on Facebook, the most people look at is like Texas chicken? No
like the
idea
most
why.
consumed media page.
Yeah, like, they will tell you, like, highest click in, in Klang Valley only. Yeah.
Can't really.
Kuala Lumpur slang.
Right.
Texas chicken. So basically, I put my ads on Texas chicken. So if you looked at Texas chicken, it will pop up on Facebook. You'll see my ad. Yeah. Highest traffic.
highest traffic on
Is that Facebook?
Yeah, that's
So
Facebook.
this is news to you, huh?
Yeah.
So you buy traffic?
No, I don't buy traffic. Like, you can see from their audience insight, basically how many people in an area is looking at what.
Right.
They will show you.
Interest.
Or audience
Interest.
insights. Right.
Audience insights, just their interest. So basically, it's like a billboard on a highway, lah. Okay, I'm just looking for the highway.
A lot of them, I think a lot of them is it? Not,
It doesn't
not-
matter because you have this what's it called? The
I think it's
Pixel,
more like- sorry?
your Pixel ID, where all those cookies that track you across different websites. So as
Yeah.
long as you're on a Google platform, Internet Explorer or whatever, Opera, as long as you visit they track you.
They know where you're coming
Yeah,
from.
and
where
they know
you're
it's
going
you.
to.
Yeah. So unless you're behind a VPN, then there's nowhere to really tell. lah. Yeah.
Huh.
Then maybe you see more interesting ads from property in Dublin, maybe.
So do you target people?
I
that
target,
use-
of course, based on because
Do
mainly
you
I
target them based on Texas chicken? Like
Yeah, I try. Like, the thing is that you don't know how many clicks you're gonna get, and you don't know what's the quality you're gonna get. So you kind of have to like test it out, throw money here and there,
Yeah, I know.
and just
like,
put content in front and see like they receive or not, and they register or not.
but I feel that ad relevance is also very important.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
someone likes fried chicken.
Yeah, so you
doesn't
can
mean-
definitely filter like people who like fried chicken and people who also like investing.
Right.
Because everybody eats fried chicken, right? I was thinking about that too. Like, are you sure you want to get the fried chicken guys as like your target
Hey, you don't know.
audience? But
Yeah.
then I thought,
What kind of ads do you run? Do you run
I run video. I run.
no?
Ah.
As in what kind of messaging? Like what kind of content?
Oh,
Video?
so I do video. I also do picture. I will change the write up here and there, but I realize
But what is your message?
it depends on the product I'm selling lah. So if I'm selling KL Central, obviously there's only one KL Central.
So do you just put your specifications and all
no,
that?
no.
Oh,
I'll
the
put like
prices.
words.
Like
I
what
don't
kind?
put the prices in.
Right.
Yeah, because when you
no,
do
but you
that,
show like a picture of it, and
yeah.
yeah.
And sometimes it's quite funny lah, because we like sometimes developer don't let agents to use their pictures. Okay, so the agents will put some random picture lah. Then some of these guys they say like, hey, this one picture is from which building, that though. Then they're like, why you lie? Like, I gotten that before on my Instagram lah. This lying agent, I'm like, bro.
Just show you pictures
Yeah,
of
I think I need to put that, you know, picture is not representation of actual product.
Yeah, disclaimer.
that's
yeah.
the shit
And
all the
Facebook is
time.
getting
Yeah.
really tight on all this because of a lot of illegitimate
Mm.
ads also,
Mm.
you know,
Mm.
on Facebook, and it's getting heavily regulated.
You
Like,
can't post on Facebook, no?
We
You
can
you
post, but we
do
can't
ads,
advertise.
Yeah.
Yeah, because vape.
For
We can't
vape
advertise on
stuff.
Google. We can't advertise on Facebook.
So how's that then?
Yeah, how do you
Is
manage
all
to...
your advertising then this content sort of you drive your
Content?
brand awareness through content.
Through discovery, actually.
Like,
So
how do
it-
they discover you? On
They
WordPress?
Google.
is it? Oh.
Yeah.
So you just basically write out a lot of vape-related stuff.
Yeah, and establish myself as the vape authority.
Vape authority.
When people Google you, because once you have more blog content, that means more people will be able to link to you as a resource as well. Because the internet is, it's interlinking. You're connecting 6 billion people up there. Chances are there are people looking for what you're selling. Unless you're selling something like something super obscure, I don't know.
I
What
think
kind
it'll
of
still
example?
sell.
I know how to raise. Someone wrote an ebook about how to raise swans.
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 Okay.
And sold it, and he made some money out of it. It's not like a very, very big niche, but that stuff like that is possible.
Yeah,
Because
people like swans.
there could be 200 really crazy people out there that's really crazy over swans.
Swans. Yeah. Could be.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, I guess. Well, did that take you? Do you wish that you had Facebook ads to help you
Of
out
course.
the way?
Like when I just started, I thought like, okay, the product is ready, the landing page is ready, it's time to drive to Facebook ads. And
Yeah.
like 2 hours later, it was banned. And I'm like, what?
Oh,
I
shit.
didn't even know this. I didn't even know vape.
That sucks.
Right back then, I didn't know.
So heartbreaking.
Yeah, and like, wow. But I feel that if you want to make something work, you will find ways to make something work. Yeah.
And
So
today,
hustling.
like most of your market is not even in Malaysia.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so what happened then? My eyes, was just, eyeing on the Malaysian market when I just started. I was like, oh, Malaysia. I was just this really, really young, naive kid, right?
Yeah, so how long, when was this again? 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. And wait.
Naive kid.
Oh, naive kid. Right. About
Starting, looking
right.
at Malaysia only, Malaysia market only.
okay, and then we started posting content because I thought that if we can't do Facebook, we have to find some other marketing
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah.
Pinterest, SEO, whatever. So we started producing a lot of blog content that has put us there. It was a tough 6-7 months, but we made it work.
right.
So one blog, a lot of content on one blog, or do you use multiple blogs to kind of like start
Just
up
one,
something?
but then we also reach out to people
so
outside
other
to tap
blogs
into
lah.
their audience as well.
But at the same time, then you would be allowed to Facebook add these blog posts. Would you do that, or would you just?
We didn't do that. We didn't really explore doing that, to be honest.
Right.
But now we're for Hustlr, which is a new business I'm starting.
Yeah.
We're actually going to use a lot of Facebook advertising. Yeah. And it's still really, really powerful. All this pixel tracking, the level of targeting that you can show to people now is just insane,
Yeah.
right? I think, there's this really, really popular Facebook advertising framework now. It's a 3-step progress. Like for you would talk about the property, you ask them to give you a call or an email,
Yeah.
for example. In this framework, the first video that you post out there is teaching people about real estate, for example, and how to do real estate investing. And once that person has interacted with your video, you can retarget them based on them watching this video like maybe 25-50%,
Yeah.
right? That shows engagement, and this
Yeah.
is hyper targeted already,
Yeah.
right?
So this guy is really like interested in your shit.
the 60-year-old, the 40-year-old, that kind of demographic is just too generic. By going down to the behavioral, marketing, it will really, really improve ROI. So instead, you will teach someone how to
Filter down.
how to
funnel
invest in
them.
real estate.
Yeah.
The second part, you put up a quiz, asking them, oh, if you're interested in learning how to invest, come put what's your personal finance.
I think this is what a lot of people do as well.
status.
I actually attended one of these master class in whatever lah. And then you go there, it's basically a 1 hour sales pitch.
Uh-huh.
They give you like very high level information. And then like, okay, it's 5,000 if you want. You can get the form behind, you can sign.
You can get the full details.
Yes.
Yeah, and you see that a lot. You said it's it's a guideline by Facebook.
To do what?
This three-step
Three-step
thing.
thing.
You learn.
It's not a guideline, it's a framework, like to improve your...
So Facebook
Your
teach
app-
you how to do that?
No.
Or
As
you
in,
just found out, yeah.
I'm saying this is a framework
that works.
that Facebook ad marketers use that's working now.
You see
funnel
that a
them
lot.
like this.
You see that a lot though. Like I've seen people on my Instagram story feed, like this guy, next to the beach, and he's like writing on a whiteboard about how you're gonna like be a millionaire before the age of 30. And I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, a lot
Trying
of
to be a
those.
millionaire.
And
That's how you
like,
got targeted.
I guess.
And once you click, you put in your email, you're gonna like go into their sales funnel.
Yeah.
But a good marketer will teach you first before asking you to pay.
because you will learn something for free, which
And
will
then-
make you like it.
And which will make you trust me, for example, if I was the marketer.
So the first thing is establish trust first.
Sorry?
You must establish trust first. Handshake.
Because, you're doing money online.
Yeah.
You don't see each other. It's not like, hey, give me $5, for example. You
As a consumer yourself, are you scared though? Like, is it
No,
a scary
actually-
idea? Like, some company somewhere know what Jeremy Ong's like, how you vote, whether you're getting married or not, and advertise like ring in front of your.
are you referring to Facebook?
It could be. Like, I think I don't know. I think everybody does it today. I don't think it's a.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
But I think for small businesses it's okay.
Ah.
Out of 6 billion people, you have out of maybe 20 or 30,000
Right.
or 100,000 out of this 6
Right.
billion.
Yeah.
But the ones that are really, really scary to me are
Google,
people like
Facebook.
Google and Facebook
Yeah.
and Amazon, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I like them as a company. I use their products all the time.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
it is
Sorry.
quite scary,
Yeah.
It is, yeah. A
And-
lot of their product, like most of their product, is free. Like
Who,
it's
wait,
never
Ama-
free.
oh,
Everything,
Google-
everything.
Yeah.
You use WhatsApp for free.
Yeah.
It's a service. It becomes like a public good. Like it doesn't make sense. But
You are the product.
yeah,
It's like Twitter though. It's like Twitter has risen to be in such a powerful position that foreign country rumored to be messing with American politics just by like farming posts to kind of influence how the election is going to be in the recent US election.
yeah.
Isn't
yeah,
it Facebook,
and it becomes a
Cambridge
thing.
Analytica?
Both, I think.
Both, I think.
Right.
The thing is
So
that
you see the power to influence billions.
yeah, the thing is that in Twitter right now, it's basically in the past, if a news channel were to report something from Twitter, it's a joke. Today, if a news channel don't report something from Twitter, it's not a
It's
legit
not
source.
verified,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not verified. What was CNN doing? So there's like this switch somewhere along the way, and Twitter has become so powerful that they can basically influence public opinion. So this is a very weird thing that's going on. Of course, you
Correct.
talk about
Thank you. Luckily there's EU stepping in to throw
Ban
fines. Throw them fines and
Ah.
stuff. Ask them to-
what do they do? I missed that.
EU, like the EU Commission,
Yeah.
the European Commission,
Yeah.
they've been fining Google, they've been fining Facebook
Oh.
for for data privacy, GDPR.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, but they ban
But-
memes too, you know that? Like you can't make
What?
memes. Yeah, copyright, bro. So it's like weird. But that banning thing is good. That like you need consent for cookies or like the cookie policy. I think that's good.
correct, but everyone's trained to click accept already.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah, you don't
decline.
even read it. You
Yeah,
don't
'cause
even
I don't
read
give a
it.
shit.
The
I
only
just-
thing
But
that you
I think-
decline are like notifications on. Like how Google Chrome says
Allow or block.
push.
Yeah. Yeah.
Block, man, block.
Yeah, dude. I don't want like.
I don't want you to.
We see
to pop up.
those are ways for marketers to get in front of your attention.
Yeah.
Like my company uses that as well.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Yeah, but
And it
at
works
consent
as
but
well.
ask for consent.
Ask for consent first, and it works because it locks you in and it tells me that you are, interested.
Yeah.
But the issue is, I feel that the general internet users won't know how to remove that cookie.
Yes.
So it's most of the time it will be stuck to you for quite some time.
forever.
For quite
It's a
some
lot easier to have it on than to take it off.
Yeah.
That's usually the case, right?
Mm,
That's why they usually leave, like, you know, when you install some shit from Microsoft and they'll tell you, like, I just changed my com recently, lah. So they'll tell you, like, oh, add Bing as your default search engine. Like, fuck off, bro. And they take it for you first, you know.
Yeah.
You have to, like, make the extra effort to, like, move your mouse.
make sure you read it. You know, sometimes they do reverse psychology and shit. But going back to what you were saying,
Yeah.
Twitter is so big that news sites go to it, but it's also because people in power use it so much.
to disseminate news.
Like Trump,
and
half
story.
of the shit that you read
Yeah.
in the news and half of his policies come through like
Yeah, so dude, there's
Twitter.
a weird thing that's going on Twitter where they have a hate speech policy. So you know hate speech lah. It's difficult to draw the line one. Okay, one fella feel offended doesn't mean the other fella won't feel offended, right? So you see there's a very clear split of right wing, left wing people talking on, of course, the internet or talking on Twitter, and they would ban a lot of the right wing people, but the left wing one is still okay.
Because of the messaging, is it?
Just because of that's what they are trying to get to the bottom of. I think recently the CEO, what's his name, Jack Dorsey, I
Jack
think
Dorsey.
he was on
Holiday.
Joe Rogan podcast.
Ah.
He was on, I think, couple of them lah, the famous, and he was on Joe Rogan's podcast twice because people were so pissed off with him and Joe also because they did not go into the details of all this banning. So I think he got Tim Pullback, which is a very reputable journalist, and put them together lah with Jack Dorsey, and Jack Dorsey brought his lawyer also. That
Damn.
podcast,
Wow,
yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
heard this yet.
And basically what they were like, Tim Pool will have all the facts lah. He will like, okay, this lady say trans women are not women, and she got banned. Then you know there's this case where a bunch of white kids who apparently stand together with a MAGA hat, you know, make America great again hat, and there was a whole controversy, and some lady from CNN asked, CNN or NBC or one of the station, I can't remember, asked to basically dox this kid, find out where he stay. You know, this is the problem with male patriarchy, especially white male. You know,
What's docs? Sorry.
dox means like, you know, you find out where they stay, you find out all their personal information,
Background
post into
search.
public, threaten to beat them up, kill them, whatever lah. It's like a popular thing lah.
Right.
Like Malaysia also we do that Eddie, what's that Malaysian guy name again? Who yelled at the Carlsberg girl. He
Yes,
got
yes.
doxxed. Like in one day they found out that
Everything about him.
everything about him. His
Yeah.
daughter go to Chinese school also, they know. People these days, man.
And so this lady did that.
And she
didn't
she
get
was
banned.
she didn't gonna ban. And then Jack was, oh, it depends on like how many, like there's a lot of excuses he gave lah, I feel. And he admit that he dropped the ball, so credit to him. He admit like certain things they fuck up. But what Joe Rogan said was that you are a tech company, you hire a lot of young millennials. Young millennials tend to be a lot more liberal than, of course, their parents lah. Right? It's always more and more left.
Right.
Yeah, so then these guys are the one who is going to decide who to ban. Then suddenly, when all of America is on Twitter, and you selectively ban, turns out all the guys are on the right side. You are creating an echo chamber, effectively. Yeah. So it's weird, like
Which goes back again
Is
to like what
Twitter
we were
founded by
talking
a
about.
millennial?
Not really.
Not really. It's like 40 plus, 30 plus, 40
Oh,
plus.
oh.
Yeah.
But again, it's like the
30 plus
company
to me.
image again. This whole like attitude and identity thing that we
Yeah.
were talking about just
Yeah.
now. Twitter is trying to be the left, you know,
Because it's in their
the
personality.
leader of the left, you know.
Letting, because okay, you
To
see the
be
the
banning
righties
this.
will
Yeah.
say not no, you know,
Yeah.
like all these
yeah.
words.
Yeah.
That's hate speech, right?
Yeah, that's
Like, as in like more likely to be hate speech.
that's the thing though. It's hard though, because in America, funnily, there's no hate speech law. You
Right.
can say whatever the fuck you want. Yeah, but if you have it on Twitter, and Twitter is so big that the whole country use it, then the question becomes like, should I then?
They give people the voice.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So like now government don't control the voice, you know, and Twitter control a massive chunk of it.
That's what these
Yeah.
giant corporations are doing. They're
Yeah.
getting more and more data, more and more people on their
Yeah.
platform, giving people a voice, and collecting data on them.
Yeah. So it's scary.
It is scary.
Like you don't
It
know
is
how to
scary.
like.
So like it's time that corporations, I feel that
big
you know
governments.
the national level, like for example the parliament, the whole system, the government system is already outdated. It's invented 19
Oh, way back when.
way back, right? Look how much has changed now.
Yeah.
We're still governed by the same kind of structure.
So
Which
do you
is-
think e-parliament would work? Like literally people sign in, it's just a video conference and
So-
everyone can live stream and watch
So before we
parliament.
go into that, I
Yeah.
feel that the general direction for humanity is like people gain more and more power in terms of the internet. When it comes to the internet,
Through the internet.
through the internet also, right? Which is why what makes me so fascinated about the internet, right? And by having the internet and more connectivity, governments used to be like a very centralized way of
Information,
processing
yeah.
information,
Yeah.
from the public, correct? But now it's a lot of middleman process, which is why you see tech startups now all cutting away the middleman. But the government is untouched because of its sovereignty or something. you know?
But
So
they're
that-
actually just another middleman that could be cut.
Correct.
Yeah, I guess.
And I feel that the biggest technology that will contribute to this is the blockchain.
Explain a bit about the blockchain, man.
Uh,
Simple one for our listeners and myself.
it's like a system.
And come closer to the mic.
It's like a system where the public maintains the system.
Right.
Like everyone spreads out everything you consume on it. You pay
So
for
the
fees
data
on
is in every. It's not in
yeah, decentralized
yeah.
rather than being centralized in the government. So you code a set of rules, and then this thing is just supposed to function that way.
Wait, you're talking about blockchain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like
We have a phone here. I don't know you have a phone here.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
that's the first time that has
Yeah. Oh, we have a guest. And somehow the guard called. I didn't know
Which
that.
has never happened, so yeah. No, somebody's here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sorry, blockchain.
so I always hear about blockchain, and I understand that it's decentralized and nobody holds
Yeah.
Absolute
power and all
power.
that, but
Yeah.
I can't wrap like my head around it.
Yeah, where's the data stored though?
In all these decentralized places.
All these different.
As opposed to now being in somebody's server somewhere,
Correct.
right? So with blockchain, I don't need a server. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
So it's on the cloud. No.
It's on many clouds.
Many nodes. I would say not a lot of not servers anymore, but many nodes.
So that
Around the
nodes
world.
can be in different servers.
Yeah.
Dude, I think I'm getting old, man. Technology sounds weird. now.
Honestly, I
No, but-
really.
But you see, this gives a lot of
Power to the people.
power to the people.
Yeah.
Like you see, the trend is empowering people. That's why humanism, consumerism, your life, all this messaging about, you only YOLO, for example, do what you want to do. All these messages coming up lately. That's humanism, and also consumerism is all a part of all this.
Some people will argue that consumerism is the opposite of what this is supposed to be, Like I've read some very interesting articles where they discuss about how every time we want to do something is to sell something.
Right.
Now you have companies that provide excellent value, then people use it, people enjoy it, then that company will make a lot of money. But some people will it's like they're trying to game the system.
Right.
Yeah, and then they are pushing products where you don't need, but because of fancy advertising, you want to buy lah. So also one of the greatest marketing campaign ever was Fire Festival.
Yeah.
Everybody watched the ad, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So beautiful, you're like, oh fuck, looks so epic, Pablo Escobar Island.
Yeah.
And then
turns out it's just over marketed sham. right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's nothing new though. Like even I would think like even before the internet, people are already using advertising to
to sell
sell
nonsense.
shit that you actually don't need.
Yeah, because like every year there's a new iPhone, every year there's a new Samsung. Why do we need so many fucking phones? I don't feel like we need so many fucking phones. And every quarter, like Apple will post like profit increase, then everybody happy. Then like suddenly 1 year or not so good, then like share will drop. I'm like, you guys know like there's a limit to how many people want to buy phone, right?
Apparently not. Apparently
And
not.
if you
No,
keep making
but-
at some point, like the sale will just stagnate lah. I
Right.
would think.
That's why they have like new product developments to go into other markets as well.
Yeah,
That's how a company can
yeah. So I think
move
that's
away.
mm,
Like,
Because before
minimize risk as well.
smartphones, Apple was selling computers.
yeah.
They
And
still do,
iPods.
but not as much as, I
Yeah.
guess,
phones,
how they penetrated last time. And then now phones, and the next thing is going to be
watches.
vape juice. Watches will be the new thing now, I guess.
Yeah, Apple Watches.
Apple Watch. Do
Yeah.
you have one?
I don't.
Yeah.
In Malaysia, I don't think there's a point to have it since there's no Apple Pay and stuff like that. But my
Yeah.
brother, he goes out jogging. He doesn't bring his ID. He just brings his watch.
Mm.
And he can go out, buy grocery. He just use the watch.
She's in US,
Singapore.
Singapore. Wow, so nice.
So near yet so far.
Yeah.
It's getting smaller and smaller.
Two different worlds. Mm. Yeah. So I think coming back to my point earlier was that consumerism sometimes, in a sense, people are driven to buy things that they don't know why they buy, and they just keep consuming without real reason of why they're consuming a certain product. I don't know whether that's a
I think
good thing or
it's
a bad thing.
I think it's a pursuit
Mm.
of how, I wouldn't say it's perfect for sure,
Mm.
but it's a pursuit of humans keeping themselves happy through consuming now.
Mm.
I feel that there is this thing going on.
Yeah.
Like when you look on Instagram, you see this other cool product. When in written history have we been provided with so many choices
Yeah.
of everything,
That is probably
which is
right.
very, very, it's quite spoiled. Like humans are quite spoiled now, I would say.
Just because of the amount of shit that you can get in front of you.
Yeah, bro.
Correct.
You know how many flavors of
Like
peanut
how
butter they
what
have?
was Fire Marketing's Fire Festival? Like they have a video,
Mm.
a series of videos
Yeah.
that went extremely viral,
Which
and
a
people
lot
just
of
feel like, oh
people
my god,
just-
do you want to go? Because it looks so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They sell you that
But-
cool.
Try to meet some expectations lah,
Mm.
right? They went there with like a sandwich. Do you know about
Yeah,
Fire?
yeah, I watched the
It's fucking hilarious.
documentary.
It's like fucking
It's
bullshit,
hilarious, and
dude.
apparently
Yeah.
they're doing Fire 2 now.
He's just
Is
in
that a
this
It's a whole
super.
April Fool's joke, isn't it?
I think it's something maybe.
Yeah.
But it made me appreciate like festivals a bit more. Like, oh, there's a lot of shit to do. Actually, it's not just like I got island, bro. Let's get some people, get some hot chicks, we party.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so rampant. That's the thing. That's like
I don't
for
think-
me. It's
but I
like
think-
hard to find the balance of like, am I like so every time before I buy something, right? The more well marketed something is, the more I get scared. It's funny.
Because you think the product should sell itself.
No, I just feel like am I buying shit that I don't need? Because one of the things that I don't like is that buying shit that I don't need. And then I have like 3 different cameras, they're all collecting dust. I never take it out, I never use it. But I bought it because that time it was like the thing to have, a Hero 3. I don't do shit. I play badminton, that's the I don't do shit, I don't need this, Why did I buy it?
It's cool.
Yeah,
'Cause it looks cool.
brought it to a festival once, that was it, that kind of shit.
So like good marketing campaigns take you on an emotional trip.
Yes,
It makes you imagine what I could do with this.
And my question becomes
that's
like,
a good one. Yeah.
and the question for me was that, should I be careful about this? Because it's like a lot of dopamine hit, right? Like, oh, now I can have this lifestyle, I got this. Now I can have that lifestyle, So I'm over consuming, I'm working harder, trying to chase this happiness. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
you should be
I
a
know,
little bit aware
But
that it is
consumerism
coming
is-
to you though.
I don't think it's a good thing.
You don't think it's a good
it's
thing?
not- and on top of, on your personal finance,
Yeah.
also in terms of your environment and stuff, the more you consume, the more shit there is in the ocean,
Yeah.
in dumps and stuff, right?
But do you find that so when you started Vape Club, it was mainly the Malaysian market you're looking at. Then you went today, like you're predominantly an overseas market. Is there like a big difference between Malaysian market and how you like reach them? Are they as consumerism,
Malay
centric
but
as the outside world?
definitely. Everyone's a heavy, I feel that right now everyone's a heavy consumer. Like it's because of all this stuff. Like we didn't have Air Asia, we couldn't fly everywhere we wanted. Our parents didn't. My parents didn't. I don't know about yours, right?
My parents didn't.
And with all these budget airlines and stuff, for me, my consumption is travel. I like traveling. Yeah. So, yeah.
But what is the difference though? Like, is it easier to reach Malaysian market or is it harder? Like personally, selling houses, I feel like there are certain segments that are harder to penetrate.
I think it's
sure.
different types of different types of advertising, but they are also consumers.
Do you
but you
feel
see,
like-
investors are not consumers. What you mentioned, you mentioned that you wanted to sell buildings to investors, but you actually want them, so they're not really consumers. They don't use it to.
Right.
Right.
So you might want to sell it in a way that it can help them achieve what they want, like their goal, kind of thing. Maybe you can put it that way.
Yeah.
But of course, don't overpromise,
Yeah.
right? Because now social media, it gives power to people. Everyone's a publisher these days. Everyone can just go live. Hey,
Yeah.
Start
on
recording a
Instagram and
podcast.
Start a podcast. Yeah. Yeah.
never have people have all this power with us now.
It's a weird time we live in.
It's a weird time, but it's also
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah.
Did you see, speaking about publishers, did you see about this guy who is under Tropicana and him getting
Yeah, man.
Oh,
That shit
yeah,
is
yeah.
like
insane.
under quality unit?
Yeah, $2 million. Or
1.7.
And he's just smashing shit all around the unit.
Because that's like a fire festival moment. Over marketed, under delivered.
But is it fair for him to have done that? Like,
But it's his apartment. He can do whatever the hell he wants. I feel.
I just wonder, like,
If it's his apartment, he can do whatever the hell he wants.
like when it first came out, I was wondering, like, hey, this guy businessman. Like, maybe 2 weeks later he'll sell you some pills from China or something, from all the way from Hong Kong. You want your liver to be good, like 20 years old?
maybe
Because he's
maybe
getting a
because
shitloads of attention, man.
He is. And today in like a random WhatsApp group, I got like an
Yeah,
image
his
of
face.
this guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, something to do with the Hong Kong Stock
Yeah,
Exchange.
yeah. It's really bizarre, man. I was like,
So you're saying he used that?
I don't know. I'm just like thinking,
Just
like, I was
speculating.
like, it's a bit overreaction.
It has to be a
lah.
business account, business accounting kind of.
Maybe. What do you mean business account? He's
The host of that video.
Yeah.
Was it a business account?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's like it pops out in WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Like people are sending it through WhatsApp. It's not.
It's already like
It's not
the
sponsored
talk
content,
of the town.
Yeah. Somehow it's crazily like that's the best organic reach, lah. I suppose people just keep forwarding.
Just
your
go
video.
and smash it up, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
But you sell stuff as well.
Yeah.
Houses.
Houses, not stuff.
What kind of
And-
channels do you think works best for you?
Social media is the best, lah. I think
Facebook.
it's fast. Yeah. But I mean, as a property agent, I think all property agents will agree that the more channels you have, the better. I mean, the more leads you're gonna get, the more chance you're gonna close something, lah.
Right, but trouble is like
Yeah.
finding time to manage all these channels, right?
Yeah. So what a lot of like property agents do, they do e-marketing. Then while that is running, they're standing somewhere in Klang Valley. Sir, house? Well, the most traditional way. Yeah, just
best way
approaching
to go.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't scale with time.
Do you find that we talk
Yeah,
about
doesn't scale with time.
we
Yeah.
talk about selling stuff to people that they don't really need?
Yeah.
Surely you have the power
investment
in
is nothing.
to do that as well, right?
How do you mean?
Do you think you have sold property to people who actually don't need the property?
Nah, generally
Or
like
do you truly believe that everybody needs, everybody you're selling to needs this?
I don't think everybody needs it. I think only a certain segment of market needs it, lah. Like I turned down people before, like clients who come, he liked the place, we sit down, he tell me how much he make, Then I'm like, bro, don't buy lah. Profile. Like even if you get the loan and with this amount that you have to pay, because housing is a big investment, it's a big chunk of your salary. I remember this guy, like, if you have a kid, if you buy this house in the next 5 years, you really don't have to think of a kid unless you get a big promotion. Yeah, which then like why you want to risk? Like I say, if you really like something so much and you don't have the money, just buy REIT lah. Just buy the developers shares lah. That would be better.
You are a hero.
No, it doesn't make sense, right?
Shining
Because
star,
I also
you know.
don't want like
The thing is,
3-4 years
if you buy
later the
REITs,
fucker come back.
Yeah.
If you're buying REITs, it's a totally different type of investment though.
Yeah.
Different types of investments.
Yeah, I mean if you don't have money, don't invest in
it'll
property
be
lah.
like, yeah.
You need
But
the
it's the
holding
same,
power.
like, at the core of it, you're still like investing in the property market, and it being even if you buy a house, you want the market as a whole to grow so
Yeah.
that you can benefit. Same thing will happen with the REIT.
Yeah.
It's just that
Hard
I think a lot
lah.
of people want
Brick and
a
mortar.
title.
Ah.
It's my piece of land in the world, you know.
And I
Like,
think that
like it's a premium you pay though. So one thing that, you know, as a salesperson myself, and as a consumer myself, every day when I want to buy something, when I want to use something, I ask like, what's the value for this product to me? Right? Value can be qualitative, quantitative lah. So yeah, one of the big things is that it depends on what my buyer wants, but also as a consumer myself, where's the value in the property market? Like today, if you like what a lot of top agents do today is that they will buy a house near CBD lah. They won't stay there. They will rent somewhere else, which is cheaper than the rental they are getting from the
one is for
unit.
consumption, one is for
Yeah.
investment.
Yeah. So because of rental rate in Malaysia is so low, like double story in Bandar Utama 3K. In TDDI can be 2K, single story. Yeah. But that house value itself is maybe 2 million.
Millions, yeah. And
So
it's
then it doesn't
like
make sense to buy the house to stay in yourself because then you're paying so much more premium. Better find like a good product in the city center where you can get good rental, maybe 5-6K. Then you own self rent a cheaper place lor.
Yeah, because you don't want to be in the hustle and bustle of
Yeah.
the CBD also, right?
Yeah. And then the thing is that in CBD, confirm the price will go up faster than suburban. There's no way that a house in Bandar Utama will be more expensive than a house in KLCC one. Same size. There's no way that it will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know much about real estate to be honest, but
Yeah.
I dread the fact of like getting into so much debt
Yeah.
on like something that's negative.
I mean, it's not negative. It's not negative though.
No,
It's good that a lot of people say like not all that is bad.
but can you
Some debt
cover?
is good.
What about cash flow wise?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cash
that will
flow.
be a decision that you have to make. You
Yeah.
know, whether I'm sure there are properties out there that could potentially give you a positive cash flow,
I'm pretty sure there are actually,
but
but the lower
Definitely-
cost flats are actually like
yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah, that's
But-
that's what I know.
But I don't know whether you can collect the debt or not.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
like
sometimes they don't pay up.
yeah,
It's,
which is why like that's not a risk that I'm willing to take.
Yeah.
Especially you have to take up so much debt up front. I dread that personally. Right.
Just stick to selling things on the internet.
No man, like I also invest, but I put it into equities, like unit trust in Malaysia, right?
So which one are you heavy on? Unit trust or equities?
Unit trust with the basket, each of them with equities. So like
Oh,
I
I
get a
see.
diversified market.
Yeah. So you don't
Because
actually
I don't
scout.
I don't pick stocks.
Yeah.
I just buy the market.
I don't know though. Unit trust, like at the end of the day, it's also somebody managing it. It's also like a company
No. These
managing
these
it.
fellas, the ones that I buy are passive ones. Like they buy the whole basket and then they just
Leave it there.
leave it there. They don't actively trade and pick stocks. They buy the market, like say S&P 500.
Yeah.
To buy the entire US economy, a representation of the US
Yeah.
economy, for example.
Yeah. So you're playing that.
ETFs.
It's safer lah.
Yeah, and every month I just put in the same amount. It's like an extra EPF. And then I
Which
also put in
moves up and
10%
down.
in crypto.
Oh.
Did you catch any wave,
Yeah.
Bitcoin wave, of
Okay,
it going to like
so-
20,000?
Yeah, sort of, because Vape Club has been accepting payments in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and
Yeah.
stuff for quite some time, and we were collecting it for about 1 year plus, and then one day it just shot up, and there's like extra 50,000 ringgit out of nowhere,
What?
and
And you immediately like converted that into cash.
no whole.
Are
I'm
you
still
holding-
putting in more.
Ah.
Yeah, long term.
But I mean, it went up crazy amounts, right? Today it's back down.
It's coming up again, bro. But okay, I don't want to speculate, right? But I believe in blockchain and what it can bring, for the good of humanity.
And
And I think
Bitcoin
it's
is
like a
blockchain.
small. It's very very high risk, definitely.
Yeah.
But which is why I only put
I don't
10%.
know. I believe in blockchain as well. I think the tech is. I mean, there's no problem with it, lah. The only
It's slow.
issue is
There
that
are problems. Slow.
slow.
Mm.
How do you mean?
Like Bitcoin
Ah.
can process 7 transactions a second. How can you service the entire world with Bitcoin? You can't. It's more like a store of value,
Huh.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again.
It-
Bitcoin can only.
It's not very day-to-day transaction friendly.
So you can't use it, say, to run your business. You
Okay,
can,
that's
right?
one.
Yeah.
You can liquidate it. You need to liquidate it,
Yeah, you need to
right?
liquidate
Or
it.
sort
Yeah.
of find a supplier that accepts Bitcoin,
Yeah.
right?
So it's
But it's
li-
very slow. When I say slow, I mean like how can it process? The whole network cannot support 6 billion of people going to, say Pasar Malam to hypermarket to spend
right.
Oh,
it. So it's not
okay,
it's not really usable as a
Day-to-day
day-to-day currency.
I see.
So it's more like gold, And you know what's backing it? The work that have been put into it. The miners.
the
They're
miners-
working
Ah.
to maintain the network. And that gives that proof of that work has been done is giving Bitcoin value.
Sounds like a fairy tale, man. So
Yeah.
funnily enough, back home in like where I grew up, my neighbor's house had been empty for a while.
Mm.
And you see a lot
But
of
there was a lot of activity there. People would come and go and all that. And just recently, Tenaga National, TNB, did a raid. And it turns out to be a
Farm.
fucking Bitcoin farm, mining farm.
you know
And
why they're gonna
Because they were probably tricking the...
definitely
Electricity,
it's negative ROI if you do it in Malaysia.
Mm.
And it's a thing that, my neighbor who like I grew up with has become a Bitcoin farmer.
And it's very bad for the environment. Really. How so much computing power to maintain gold. To maintain gold. Basically a lot of people like to compare it with gold, like as a store
Actually, I
of
think-
value.
I think
A
a
real
lot of
value.
our listeners will have no idea what the fuck we're talking about right about now. Can we maybe bring it back? Like, how does Bitcoin derive its value?
By work being put into it.
What work being put into it?
Mining, which is
Mm.
maintaining the system.
Maintaining the system.
Yeah, because
so
as
providing
mentioned,
the
you know,
node lah.
blockchain,
Providing,
providing
the
the
node.
node,
But
yes.
there's no calculation to determine the value.
Yeah, there's no
Finite,
fundamental
yes.
fundamental value. Like a business makes this much.
Yeah.
Right, if you put money into
Yeah.
it. A real estate can be rented out for this much.
Yeah.
For Bitcoin, the proof is the network. The trust.
How big
in
is the network?
Sorry?
How big is the network, or how many nodes can you fit, or
There's a lot. I mean, like as many nodes as you can. The more
Right.
nodes it has, the more secure, the
so
more
as
decentralized
a
it will
farmer, you want more nodes, so you buy more of the
be. More of the machines,
Machines.
and by maintaining security of these nodes and making sure every transaction is legit. That's why it's, and no one has ever hacked
That's
it
why it's
before.
slow.
And it's very very slow and very very energy consuming. So that is what most blockchain companies are like facing right now. Very very. Not scalable yet.
So if they find a way to get power from, I'm just throwing this out there, from the sun, let's say,
I believe there are companies
Ah.
doing that.
so then they can ramp up because their energy is free.
Some people use hydro also,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of capital investment upfront to get
Yeah.
the solar panels.
Yeah,
To go and get
to
the
get it wired to. You basically just need a com with a very good graphic card, right? That's what I heard.
Graphic card?
Yeah, you actually
Yeah.
mine with graphic cards.
Yeah.
Ethereum, Bitcoin cannot.
Yeah.
Graphic card is not powerful enough.
It's weird, right?
Makes sense.
Like graphic cards are also used to calculate AI
I'm
algorithms.
just gonna stick to my
Is it?
pager, man.
Yeah,
AI algorithm also they use graphic card.
use graphic cards to process because processor Not fast enough.
And all the computer is doing some mathematical function
To maintain the security of the
again
network.
and again.
Yeah,
and
just
again.
like.
So you need more and more. Do you need more and
It's
more
weird,
to
man.
scale up, or like why do you say like it's negative ROI to farm in
Because
Malaysia?
the electricity costs.
Mm.
Okay, when you work, you
Mm.
will get rewarded by the network with Bitcoin.
Mm. So then
Basically.
you have that Bitcoin lah. That
Yeah.
the coin is in your hand. So that's how value is derived by creating more
By-
network.
By by maintaining the security of the network, the
Okay.
proof of the work that's been done. That's why it's called proof of work consensus.
Okay. So okay, what
Wait,
happened
wait,
when
once again? You I do some work to maintain the security of the system.
The
and
system pays me.
And the system pays me. Who's the system here?
Everyone.
Everyone pays you.
The blockchain, the network.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so to dumb it really, really down, it's just a database. You know,
Okay.
a database.
Yes.
Like
like a
What
server
are
like,
Adding
MariaDB.
lines.
yeah.
it's basically like a database, but it's immutable. You cannot go inside and change things.
Mm.
That's where the security comes. You cannot go inside and change things.
Mm. You cannot edit like no one can edit
No
it.
one can edit. Yeah.
Because there's I can't remember what.
that's how you
algorithm
remove the
there is.
middleman.
Ah.
Because middleman is there to provide trust. You know, oh, buy houses from me, I sell to this person. You know, like a platform,
Mm.
right? Like say Property Guru or what. They
Mm.
provide trust between these two
Yeah.
people.
Right.
But
At
you're,
the end of the day,
you're
it's a
even
trust
removing
thing.
people like Facebook, you know. So the biggest question I think that will come in this century is from a book that I read, 21 centuries, 21 lessons for the 21st century, I believe, right, by Yuval Noah Harari. And now ownership of data is being it's such a big thing now. You know, everyone's worried about their data. That's why EU, you know, they are coming out
Yeah.
and fight all this stuff. But blockchain, I feel, is a way where you can prevent data from being
Manipulated.
manipulated and centralized.
Yep.
It gives power back to you as a user, which is why I think the technology is so great. Right? I don't know if I'm gonna make money from 10%, to be honest. But I believe in it, I like it, and that's why I'm putting money in it.
Mm.
Because I don't really know a lot about investments other than the boring stuff.
It does sound rather idealistic from like even I guess the people who created it or the guy who created it
They don't know even
to
who
have
created
this to
Yeah.
have this decentralized system. But if it's going to take away so much power from big companies and governments and banks and things like that, I would
try to
think
stop
that
it, they lobby
that
and
it's
stuff.
not going to develop as an idea. It's going to continue to be slow and
But there are, idealists out there, developers out there that are actively contributing to the blockchain. A lot of them are community-backed projects, lah.
it.
So that
So if I want to trade coin, then how do I trade then?
I wouldn't suggest trading, lah.
Like, or if I want to buy stuff with Bitcoin, what is the process? What is the background process that's actually done? So you got all these guys hosting the coins, right? These farmers,
They're
farm
not
out-
hosting the coin.
Sorry,
they own the
farm,
coins.
They own the
Ah.
coins, yeah.
Yeah, and they just send it into their wallet.
Right. So then it will be from one wallet. Say I want to buy something from his company.
Then you send it to his wallet.
Right.
you have to have a wallet.
Then there will be a
There will be a
Transaction.
transaction history there that it won't go away.
Unerasable.
Unerasable.
So then how do, like, say if someone, because I look at the trend of Bitcoin, right? It looks like pump and dump lah.
Okay, I think there are a lot of pump and dump.
Yeah. So
coins out
my
there.
question is like, how do you do a pump and dump on Bitcoins? How
You
does
can't
that-
do it on unless you have a lot of money. You can't really pump and dump Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
it's
say
so big.
like there's a very rich guy who wants to do pump and dump. How would they go about doing it?
He would like just
Farm. Will he be a farmer or he can
no.
just...
He will be buying. To pump, you have to
Yeah,
buy from
because
the
at the
from
Oh,
market,
so
right?
just
It's like a stock,
find a
right?
place where they can trade.
Yeah, like very very low volume, for example.
Yeah.
At the time, then he just buy up all the things, and then it just shoots out, and then people think, oh my god,
No, but
it's
where
starting.
where does he buy it from? From the farmer, or is
From
there
an
like
exchange-
a central
exchange.
point?
Yeah, so like how stocks work.
Yeah.
Right? There is the value of it is only what people attach
Correct.
to it.
Correct.
It's,
So there
it's
is
also about like how much the people mine
Correct.
and how much money there is
Right.
in total.
yeah,
But at the same time, like it's how much value like you attach to it.
yeah,
And all of this, like for your wallet, you have to exchange traditional currency to get that.
yes,
And then you are giving a price
Yes.
to do it at. And as long as it's in demand and you are willing to pay a higher price, it's just gonna go up and up and up and up.
Yeah.
And as long
But
as
is
you
there a
have enough,
central, like, there's a landing page that everybody goes to buy, or?
no, there are a lot of different exchanges. There are a lot of exchanges out there, and some of them are huge. Like Binance, I think they're the biggest. Coinbase, the exchange,
Yeah.
we also becomes a payment processor. Is my payment processor to accept all these things.
And is this process slow lah? When you say like the transaction.
Oh, it's actually on e-commerce level, no
Ah.
problem. I actually
Yeah.
prefer people to pay in
Right.
crypto, right? But
The only issue is that when you.
but the day to day, it will take time, you know. Like if I send you Bitcoin now, you will receive it probably 7 or 8 minutes later. That's slow.
Huh.
If
But still
I go-
faster than online transfer, right?
No,
If I
online
do a
transfer
DD.
immediately already now.
Immediately.
But I thought people in Japan use Bitcoin
They do.
on a day-to-day basis and
Not really. It's very, very widespread. But I feel that the transaction takes too long unless
oh,
they show like proof that I've already sent. Because there's no way of actually verifying the transaction before
I see.
before the
yeah.
work is done to make sure everything is okay.
Yeah. So okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not reflected fast enough lah. That's the main thing.
Not
Because if I
reflective fast.
Because if I
fast enough.
TTU now straight away, you can see it right in your
Correct.
account. Yeah.
But there are coins out there that solve this, but they're not as popular as Bitcoin.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe after this show, like you will create a wallet, I send you some.
wow. Ang pao coming in.
Small one.
These are the
Yeah.
next.
To show you how fast it works. I don't mind showing it, you know.
Oh, that's
Huh.
pretty cool, man.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
A
But
little Bitcoin 101 for me. Yeah.
cool, man.
But yeah, that would change like how, because in a lot of the Western world, having a piece of plastic is a very common thing. Even when you go to 70, you pay with a piece of plastic. Even like right here, right now, if I go to my mechanic, he will tell me he need to charge me extra 3% to pay with Visa. You know?
yeah,
Yeah,
you are
They
right.
penalize you
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
innovating.
yeah. But because it's a cost to them, right? They have to pay the 3% merchant fee, whatever
Yeah,
percentage.
they have to pay for
Then
the
adoption becomes
device.
less.
And Bitcoin is basically free. Like anyone.
No,
can
there's transaction fee. You have to pay the miners
adopt.
for working.
Yeah, for the work done.
Yeah, for the work done to maintain the,
The security of the
network.
network.
Correct.
It makes sense. Okay, one more thing about Bitcoin though. I've read that there is a fixed number of Bitcoin.
21 million is the upper limit.
Like who said that? If there's no central body, who sets that?
The
Total combined network.
no. The developer Satoshi Nakamoto, he's just this unknown guy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He just came out and just created it
Uh-huh.
and just dumped it on the internet and then okay, do what you all want with it.
So he's like,
So
Bitcoin
he
Jesus.
somehow set an unchangeable limit.
21 million. And every 4 years, the reward goes to half. And it makes it harder for miners to earn Bitcoin.
What? It's a game.
the reward is half.
Half every 4 years.
So people are now on a race
to make
to
it
get the 21 million.
no, if you calculate this every 4 years, it will never reach 21 million. It will just scale down smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Oh,
the closer you reach
okay,
the top,
okay,
the slower it will
It's
become.
like this, but it will never ever reach 100%.
Oh shit. Okay, I, like legit learned something new today.
Yeah. Teroka Bitcoin.
Quite cool, right? I mean,
It is cool.
yeah.
It
That's
is
why,
cool.
but it's cool. You don't go and sailang or anything. play. Okay, I think.
Oh
The
no,
projects that I like.
Sailang. Oh, I just got that. No man, like because like when I first saw like how Bitcoin just exploded,
First saw it exploded countless times. The first Bitcoin I ever bought, 200 USD.
okay.
Yeah,
When was that?
it was to help my friend buy some stuff online.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Shit, man, that's crazy, huh?
$200, you know.
That's a lot of money, man.
Today it's like at 8,000, something like that.
Now Malaysian ringgit 20k,
For
Yeah,
one
USD,
Bitcoin.
yeah.
one Bitcoin. Madness, eh?
Yeah.
But there are some, go in $4-5 one even better lah. For those people,
Hmm.
4-5 USD when it just started.
Yeah.
But there are people behind. There are people spending tons of money.
Yeah,
on
because
this
when
stuff.
I look at it, I mean, how a currency gets value is trade. The more it's traded, the more it's in demand.
Volume,
The volume, yeah, it will go up lah. Why Malaysian currency is so weak compared to Singapore? Because nobody really want MYR lah. What is it for? We don't
Bitcoin
produce shit. We don't really sell a lot of shit that people need our money to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when I look at Bitcoin, like,
We buy vape users.
sorry.
no, sure.
Yeah. So with Bitcoin, like, I get a bit confused because I don't see, like, it's not a day-to-day currency. People don't really make a lot of trades. So the volume has to come from someone doing a
Scarcity.
pump and dump.
Scarcity. I feel in terms of the evolution of money, you know, last time it's just shells. Oh, I just trade like shiny stuff with you, and then it became like currency, which is
The
they
gold
use
standard.
5 gram to
Of
make
silver.
five
Yeah.
cents of silver, for example. So it has real value back.
Real intrinsic value, yeah.
But I also want to challenge that. In what kind of intrinsic value does gold and all have? The fundamental value is to act as a conductor.
Yep.
But that's pretty much it, isn't it?
To make a trade lah.
Huh?
Right. To
make a trade.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's because
it doesn't
that
have
everybody
a lot of
feel like it's consistent. The value doesn't change.
So the value is placed by humans. Like humans as a collective, gold is valuable.
confirm.
So why can't you apply this to Bitcoin, for example,
yeah.
as a gold standard? Because there's only 21 million. There's only 21 million. It's like it's finite. The 21 million limit is actually it's fini. Like it's value.
But it's hard, bro. It's hard to explain to a lot of old people or even people.
Correct. Like I don't I don't expect it to happen now also. I just put it in.
But I think
money
like
now.
you have a point. The thing is that is it easy for someone to just
Buy.
put out a new coin? Like if today I remember there's a Doge coin.
Dogecoin, yeah.
Dogecoin,
It's a meme.
yeah.
meme.
Yeah.
meme-
It's just a
meme.
joke.
Yeah.
But it's
But
doing well.
it has
now.
value.
Yeah,
It has
so much
value.
value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the developers are improving it. Improving it as a community behind it. People love Doge, you know. That community plays value in that.
Can you imagine explaining this to your mom, bro?
Today, you have pounds.
Ma, I give you 20 Dogecoin.
Look how cute they are. But today you also, Ma, I'm giving you 50 ringgit, which has like a picture of an agong there.
Yeah.
How different. I mean, I'm not comparing royalty to animals, but
introduce water.
it is just like representation of something. At the end of the day, all your currency is just a value that you all
Especially
agree.
now, there's no more gold standard.
Everybody
Yeah.
agrees to this value, and so okay, we will attach this
Yeah, so
value.
maybe our kids will talk about coins and which coins they have. Just like how I used to talk about which Dragon Ball card I have.
Was
Or
that an
Pokemon
investment
card.
to you?
Dude, Pokemon card last time I remember like it was ridiculous. Last time I think a Rocket Zapdos go for like 70 ringgit one card only. And people like, kids 14 years old would like pony up $70.
I used to play
Somehow.
card games,
Yeah.
but after that I went into Magic the Gathering.
So do you pay they pay a lot of money for certain cards as well, right?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very expensive hobby, man.
Yeah.
But it's fun. And there's the resale value. In Malaysia, liquidity quite low, but in US, you can just...
Do you
like
still do that?
I still play, but I play the online version.
And all your cards are in like little plastics.
Yeah?
Dude, yeah, mine too.
Those are the serious. Those are the serious guys.
Yeah, man.
For like a little bit, I was trying to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh! I never
Yu-Gi-Oh
tried that.
cards,
yeah.
Can't do that, man.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
But that, I guess like it's the value of the user, right? If like a group of people think this has value, then it will command a certain value lah.
Correct. So
Right.
I feel that people's belief will drive the value of things. Like Fire Festival,
Yeah.
value. And then everyone went nuts. And
Yeah.
it will get even better as the world gets more connected. Things happen faster together.
It's scary, but like
Exciting.
it's cool.
Also, yeah.
You can reach a lot more people with a lot less effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things, I feel. Hard to get my head around it. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, when you talk about value, if you, just like Fire Festival, you can create something valuable out of nothing. It's rubbish. They have nothing. They have no proper planning.
They have marketing
no
materials
Nothing. They have
and a
marketing.
budget.
Yeah. They have a marketing material. That's it.
And a budget.
And a
big budget
yeah.
because like they're investors,
Yeah, he was great at getting investors. Just call this lady, boom, $3 million in his bank account.
It's great at selling. Like
Yeah.
he managed to convince people that
There
But
is
actually
value in
bring
something
it to
that
life.
don't have.
is
Yeah.
happening.
Hmm.
But he didn't manage expectations. Whenever you want to launch like MVP. You should launch an MVP, like a smaller scale event first, more manageable.
Yeah.
To get the feel, okay, need this, need all these moving pieces, right?
Yeah.
Rather than, I want to fly to the moon, then build one kanchil.
True, but you know, this guy, like, it wasn't his first idea, right? He was already doing other stuff before.
No, he was doing that VIP card thing, wasn't it?
membership card or something.
Yeah. Like get it at very cheap. So whatever money he get for fire, he brings it back to like he use this money to
Cross-sell.
cover that loss.
Cross-sell.
You know, cause if I tell you to like, okay, bro, you sign up with my card.
Don't Ponzi, bro.
Basically, sir, you can go eat at St. Regis, you know, at half the price. Dude, someone's gotta pay for the other half, man, and it's him lah. So like when he got money for Fire Festival, he apparently used it to like cover here also.
Right.
So like, you know, generally when you sell something like Fire Festival, it's so great, it's so beautiful, everything, like as a consumer, I would think like you figure all the shit out already lah. That's why you're creating it, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he convinced someone he has that much value and then don't end up with that much value. And I think the fallback is also very funny because when all these rich people got nowhere to go, they are suffering. Everyone was quite happy, you know.
Yeah, everyone just still posting on Instagram because it's not about the event, it's about the experience now.
No. People posting it and laughing at these suckers who pay that amount to go there to get that stupid gourmet sandwich with the cheap cheddar cheese. So I find it's very interesting that you have people
You mean
who
other people
yes,
who are
other
watching.
who don't have the money to buy the tickets lah, basically. Poor fuckers.
Ripping on them, yeah.
Yeah, look at ha ha ha. Look at
And
them.
you know, to defend themselves, I see a lot of them, you know, taking selfies. Oh, hashtagging Fire Festival still, you know, just to like jaga a little bit lah.
What today?
No.
Oh,
As it was happening.
As it was happening.
But they were playing into that, right? They were playing into like, you have to be this to be cool and like,
yeah,
that's the
like
push.
giving you the goal, like, oh, this would look so great on my Instagram.
yeah. And then you create value where you don't really need that value.
Experience. I know it's a lot about the experience. You know, you don't buy material things, buy the experience. A lot of people.
Yeah. And then they get laughed at by other people on Twitter. It's
Yeah.
it's funny. It's
Just don't get. I mean,
it's a
like,
funny world. I feel like it's
It is.
if you spend like
Never have a single person have so much power to do such a big thing. One shot, like scalable.
Yeah. Have you ever, like, in your all this e-commerce time, have you ever been in trouble before?
In
have
trouble.
you ever, like, oversold anything?
Of course.
Have you, like...
Shit like that happens all the time,
Oh,
especially in the
shit.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, there was this guy, you know, he just called me out and said he wanted, like, you know, some stock, and I thought I could get it. So I took the money first, right? Because, you know, you want to use other people's money to do business, right?
yeah.
And then go, and then I wanted to buy it, but I had to
order.
refund because they didn't actually have stock also, you know?
Damn.
Shit like that has happened. You know, some of them quite big amount, but you know, no loss to me and no loss to I refunded the money anyways. So both sides.
Yeah,
okay
at
lah.
least your
The
merchandise
transaction
is still
didn't
okay
happen
lah.
basically.
Yeah, it's just maybe someone got pissed off like I waste my time.
Yeah. that's all.
He didn't travel all the way to the damn island and had to be a refugee.
So what about you guys? Like, what's your like? Yeah, have you all done anything like that before?
Oversold, yeah, definitely. Yeah, things like
It's a
that.
common problem, I think.
Things like, yeah, thinking you can get it. I think you still get it. It's just about
Time.
how, everything is
soon.
time sensitive
Yeah.
with purchases, right? People want it now and they want it soon.
Yeah.
They want it as quick as they can, actually.
Yeah, when the emotion is still there lah. That's what I realized. A lot of people are emotional buyers. They see an ad, they see a video, they see whatever.
No,
I thought.
buying is an emotional process. It's not a logical process.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
And marketers have never been empowered by so
Yeah,
many tools to do
yeah,
these things.
that is true. That is true. That's why I'm not a very great salesman, I feel. I try to do too much facts.
Too much facts.
Yeah, you shouldn't give so
Dry,
much facts.
boring. You know?
Yeah,
People want
people are not
people want to
captivated.
know what it can do for them,
Mm.
not what it can do.
Mm.
No, not what it does. Yeah.
Not what it does, yeah. Sell the future, not the today.
So the
Personal
feeling.
thing.
Mm. the
Sound-
experience.
Sounds simple. Just sell feeling.
Now, how can they
you have to
benefit?
get in? Yeah.
You know,
You have-
and also I think it really applies on business, on different types of business, differently. I think it's best if you have a one product or like 2-3 product kind of funnel, rather than
So you
know,
give
like
like
retailers.
limited option, is it?
Sorry.
So like if you don't want product A, you have B and C.
No, like you focus on one product to sell, so you
I
can
see.
craft a better message for it,
I
rather
see.
than
a
Selling a
variety,
variety.
or range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like for you. What do you hope your clients want to achieve?
Dude, they just want to make money. Then I hope they make money.
Then you need to sell it in a way that they will make money,
Yeah.
right?
But when you sell investment product, there's a lot of facts. So I try to
Or
figure
some
out.
of them are also
Yes, some people are very like when you sell investment products. Some of them are very factual. One, they want to see figures. They want to see tables. So I will have that. But over the time, of course, I realized that you can't do that because some people they just think they're investor only, but they don't know which figure to look out for. They don't know what to think or how to organize the information that different agent people give. So so I need to give him something simple lah.
right,
Something
Simplify.
very easy, yes, very simple to the end. So
simple to understand.
I encourage him to ask me a lot more questions. So I encourage him to think a bit more. Yeah.
Right.
But I try not to like overwhelm him also because sometimes people just like,
What is the sales process actually?
how do you mean?
The real
For-
estate sales process. Like where do you get your leads? How do you nurture your leads?
Yeah, so basically we get our leads from Facebook, online, offline, and then we do periodic touch base, talk to them. Yeah, try to get them to come in, give them article, give them information. So you try to, as much as you can, sell from a expert point of view lah. Like I know this area very well, I know what's going on here and there, why you should live here instead of somewhere else. Yeah. So of course from investment
And then you
side,
go out for coffee with them. Do you do something?
no, usually you try to invite. Usually they don't really want to know you lah. They just want to see the product. So if they're interested, they want to see the product.
Right.
Yeah, if they're interested, they'll give you a call. Or you give them a call and they talk to you. Yeah.
What if can you turn it around and get people who don't know what they're doing to come and learn from you? And
Yeah, definitely. That's what like all these like Rachel Chong, I think, and Andrew Wee, all these guys are doing lah. Yeah, they're selling from that angle also.
Teach people
Yeah.
about investing first
then
Yeah.
and then sell.
But I don't think they sell
and
because
filter
I think
out
they,
high net worth ones.
I don't think they sell. I think they are just selling their course, how to invest and be rich course.
No, for yours maybe you can do like a more specialized service. Really,
Yeah,
really
probably.
Get,
Yeah.
really get higher ticket customers to be your customers.
Yeah.
But with things like that, it's also just another form of generating leads. Correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can periodically update them. It's also inside
So,
your
like,
email database.
When you know it's like everywhere you click and people giving you free shit, you kind of know like it's not free. Like you are the product. They're trying to get you in for something. Yeah.
Maybe
It's a
make it free.
yeah.
Maybe you'll do better, but choose your customers.
Yeah. How do you
Right.
mean choose your customer?
Get high net worth ones only.
How would
Like-
you know though?
Like if you have a funnel with a
Yeah.
quiz asking them asking them upfront, like free consultation, but I want to know how much you make first. And then take their email and then filter out all the, unwanted leads, and then keep the super ones to build a relationship.
Now I feel very strongly about keeping this podcast episode just to ourselves.
A lot of secrets.
A lot of secrets.
Not really secrets. If you dig the internet enough, you can see all these things.
Yeah. Actually, funny thing is I don't know whether you receive or not lah. Agents who are in the showroom itself, they have a camera also, and they're like a place, blah blah blah. You like the finishing? Yeah, this is in a great location, blah blah. Swipe up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oof, different already. Yeah.
Have you done it?
I wanted to, but nah.
Do it, man. I'll help you record.
Yeah, just do it once and then reuse it.
Yeah.
I must have a content library, for you to repurpose and use.
A content library.
Even for Teroka, man, you guys should totally get a website.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we will.
You can come on to my hosting if you don't. If you all, I got free space.
Okay.
Hosting as in hosting domain, is it?
Hosting the site.
Oh, okay.
Quite
Yeah.
quite power this domain, this
Mm.
hosting.
So, just like to backtrack a little bit, you were saying about selling, right? All of us here sell something or other.
Everyone sells something.
Not everything I sell,
Everyone.
I feel is like the best for everybody. Would you? So with me, I have a wide variety of stuff that I can choose from, and sell, and push this, target that, or whatever. For you, for example, at one time there could be like 2 or 3 developments
Yeah.
that you have to sell.
No, I pick 1 or 2.
I see.
Yeah.
So you pick at the end of the day. My
Yeah.
question was going to be, there must be some things that you don't want to sell, but you have to sell.
I try not to put myself in that position. So far, I haven't need to. Quite luckily. Because, yeah. I don't know, man, because like selling property is
Like the
different
product
from-
makes sense for you as well.
Yeah. The figure tallies, the location is okay. I mean, I sell a 400,000 one. So you walk in the showroom, of course it's not as nice as the $1 million one. Yeah. But I think it's an honest representation of what you get if you pay 400k for a house. Yeah. But of course in Malaysia, a lot of people will like the 3 things. I want good location, I want cheap, I want can make rental one. I'm like, bro, you're not ready to buy. You wait first. Maybe when you make more money. I don't tell them this lah. Yeah.
They're going to know, man. Everybody's
So
going to
yeah,
be
man.
listening
Maybe
to this
do you
episode.
think integrating a process like that, filtering your customer service, would help? You think?
Yeah, definitely lah, definitely. So like I do many different how do you say this? Different channel of sales, like even on Facebook. But I think a lot of people do this as well lah. They will try ad with price, ad without price.
Yeah.
Ad with price, ad without price.
Like A/B
What's that?
testing.
Yeah, A/B testing, you know. So like you show people the price, so the people who sign up is
Already-
ready. You know lah, it's $1 million property lah. Yeah.
Yeah, easier. Like already know.
Yeah.
Don't have to.
Yeah, so
convince
you
them why it's
cut
worth
off
1 million.
one, yeah. Then you do the one without. So it depends. Yeah. Many different way to do it lah.
Right.
Uh,
For all of the listeners overseas, we're saying this because the Malaysian real estate market is actually quite expensive compared to, you know,
yeah,
the
actually,
US.
Yeah, actually, dollar to dollar wise is
Insane
really-
over
Very
here.
expensive.
yeah, very expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah. And previously you were asking me whether was there a property glut or not, right?
yeah.
Definitely is, man. But I think the
Then how
good
does it maintain its price? People just holding
holding power is there.
power is
Holding
there.
power is there. This is very funny because when you talk about property market bubble, it's very simple one. You know got bubble or not. You go to Bank Negara website, you go look at the non-performing loan for any bank. Any bank. If it's 20%, you better shake. Malaysia, I think it's like 2-3%.
Wow.
Before the mortgage crisis in the US, I think it's about 60-70% non-performing loan.
In
60,
US.
70.
Yeah, if I'm
Holy
not mistaken.
shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's why the banks all have to get bailed out. But otherwise, they are fucked. Suddenly, all the guys, all your creditors cannot pay you, bro.
So we are fine lah. 2-3% we are fine.
I think we're fine.
Buy.
But
Because it's just going to go up.
eventually, I think it will be stagnant for a while. The reason why is that I think
But
there's
people
a
are
lot
not
of,
buying anymore right now. Like less.
it's slow. I think over the next 10 years, it's still not too bad. Especially in KL area. Because like it or not, like, you're not from KL. You're from Sungai Petani, right? You come to KL to work. Are you from KL? Okay, then yeah, but my point is that if you see people coming into the city center, as long as population growth continues,
People
value
still need
continue to go
a
up.
place to stay.
Correct.
Still going to be
Correct.
scarcity.
If you can find a place where, very simple, if you can find a place where young people are liking it, buy that place. 20 years later, they'll be driving the value there. It's very simple. Look at Bandar Utama 1990. Nobody want to buy. Especially 97, you know, the whole financial crisis is here. And then people used to say, Bandar Utama so far. Wow, 150k is so far.
What's a location like that now? That people like to go to? Like young kids like to go to? Young kids like to go
Everybody's guessing. I think KL lah. You can't go
KL,
wrong with
right?
The next
KL.
Bandar Utama, you mean?
Yeah, I think it's hard to find though.
Yeah, you need a mall.
You need to go all the way
But that's
to...
why everybody's trying to like do the same thing.
Maybe
right?
so. Seremban,
but
bro.
I think
You'll be surprised, eh? Maybe Seremban, bro. I don't know. Rawang was supposed to be that. Because you see, what always happen is this. People complain far. 20 minutes used to be very far, I know, but now to KL. And then they say, oil palm land no good. Today, 2 million lah.
As a
Subang Jaya
figure.
so what, right?
Yeah, same
Subang
thing.
Jaya, so
Ah.
Alpam. But like for like my parents, for example, right, who live in Sungai Petani, 20 minutes, man, that like is so far away.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you see, people live from Klang, got different sense of time, you know. They won't say it's far, 20 minutes. Very near what? Because they're used to that drive. So as population grow and people are more used to that drive, suddenly maybe Seremban to KL is normal for them.
Like a change in.
Yeah.
The next
a
time got
change in-
self-driving car, no more.
Yeah.
No more.
You don't care
like-
about location anymore. Or then
no more
maybe
traffic
CBD price
jams.
drop. I have no idea lah. But it's funny lah. It's always like that.
It's a stretch.
Like Mid Valley used to be a white elephant also. They say Mega Mall no one is gonna go. What for buy there? That time there's only one development there only, North Point. Why buy there? You know who want to come here? People go to Bangsa.
People
look at
underestimate the short term.
Yeah.
The
You don't
long
see-
term. Overestimate
Yeah.
short term, underestimate long term.
So the question today that property investors should be asking is, where is the next place where there's future value? Is it in Bukit Jalil? Some people are very willing to pay 800, 900 per square feet to buy Bukit Jalil. When I say Mont Carrel, it's only 1,001.
Monkara is dying, is it?
It's stagnating lah, which is quite normal lah for a place that is so...
It's so close to KL though.
The thing is that I think for Mont Carrel is Desapa City came out and took away some of the expat. So now you as an expat, you have 2 locations to choose already.
Right.
Yeah, but the prices are still strong. The rental rate is still there. It's just that it didn't continue to go up anymore lah.
I see.
Yeah. So people freak out for things like that, which I think like the inherent value is still there. The population there is rich, they're affluent. Businesses will still go there if they want to open a brick and mortar shop.
Right.
Hmm.
I think Seremban too might be quite good, I think.
I saw that last time lah. Actually, it's amazing. Their entire
No, because
town
it's
is like
near
pre-planned.
KLIA. And
Yeah.
if you think, about globalization, people will be traveling more and more and more.
That's what they're selling also. They say
Yeah, and
20
it's
minutes
close
from
to
KLIA. Yeah.
Yes. So I think it's a good place, if you ask me.
Hmm.
For the longer term.
I don't know.
But I'm too
Depends what you
impatient for
want,
that,
man.
Yeah.
Depends what you want. I know people in my office who, like, half of their life is traveling.
It's terrible, isn't it? But they can listen to podcasts.
But they can listen to podcasts, but I'd rather you not.
Podcast market getting bigger, bro.
Why? What do you mean?
I mean, you leave work, you leave your home incredibly early in the morning, take like a 1 hour, 1.5 hour drive to work, and then you spend 2 hours on the way back. You're not really even enjoying the place that you live.
You got
Like,
weekend?
You got weekend, yeah, but
I don't
I
know,
don't
man. I wouldn't
not
like
my
it.
cup of tea. Lah.
I'd rather stay in like a shoebox.
To stay in Seremban, is it, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
today-
I think for now, not yet.
But if you're a
Definitely.
family, you think you're okay lah.
Family, if I don't have to work, yeah.
Ah.
If I'm not working anymore, I
Yeah,
don't mind.
obviously, yeah. I think yes.
yeah, of course.
Of
Like,
course, of
the
course.
thing here is
I will
like
go
the
further also,
commute.
Terengganu maybe, you know. A little.
And we're back. We had
System tergendala, bro.
system down, man. I just got back from a holiday, and as soon as I landed in KLIA, the auto gates were not working.
Ha.
System down. That's the Malaysian problem, and we had it here, big time.
Malaysian podcast with
Power
a typical Malaysian problem.
System down, check back tomorrow.
Ah.
Try publishing your podcast tomorrow.
But anyway, we were talking about. So the last thing we talked about was buying Bandar Utama house, which we talked a lot more.
1990s. 1990s, that place was too...
Rubber
Nobody
estate,
wanted to buy.
Nobody wanted,
Nobody
too
wanted to
far.
buy.
And we're talking about how commuting to work, to me, is not an ideal thing to do.
Yeah. Then the conversation happened off mic, unfortunately. So we can double back, continue the conversation a little bit. What were we talking about? Value?
So, basically, we were just saying, like, how real estate, as population
Yeah.
grows,
So I think like
scarcity will happen again.
one of the main things that when I want to buy something or when I'm selling something, the question that's always in my head is that what is value to consumer, right?
Right.
Because what is valuable will hopefully translate into actual dollar value lah. But sometimes you see everybody start selling shit, and sometimes people are selling things that have no value, but they still try to push it up to you lah. And then in an emotional frenzy, you buy. Do you feel
But that
like
means you've as a marketer, I feel that because of that, you already seen value
Okay.
in what this thing can do for you. Whether you use it or not, that's completely up to you already. And whether you buy or not, it's also completely up to you.
So from
see?
your perspective, as long as you manage to convince someone for that even 1 minute and they make an impulse decision to buy, do you feel like it's an okay thing to do for marketers?
I think it really depends on your product, right? But the most important thing is you want to meet expectations. Like, don't be cheating. Like, for example, if I were to I actually created an e-commerce online course to sell to people, right? But if you don't actually go out and do what I taught you, you won't benefit from it. Right? So you bought in the spur of the moment you want to learn.
Yep.
But you don't. Is that the marketer's fault?
Definitely.
Or is
not,
that
I
the
would argue.
consumer's fault? Yeah. Like, I would say it's none of their fault. It's just like
Maybe bad timing.
Yeah, maybe bad timing. The consumer didn't have time.
And it also says the difference that when we were talking about Bitcoin just now, talking a lot about pump and dump.
Yeah.
We didn't really come to that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're getting at, kind of, where like you're making a rush decision based on some value that other
You
people
perceive,
yeah.
there are other people like, manage to convince you of. Like, it's funny because when a lot of people think like having a lot of choices is good.
Right.
But there's really a lot of studies that prove that that's really not the case lah.
Yeah.
Like it's called the paradox of choice lah. Yeah, basically people
Can you
get.
elaborate a bit on that? Just I'm not very clear.
Yeah, so there was an economist who went and looked for, like, so when people want to buy stuff, right, they will have focus group.
Right.
Then they decide which product might meet expectation and what kind of expectation and how many lines should I introduce. So for instance, Prego has huge line just for tomato base. Tomato traditional with a bit of garlic, chunky, little bit of mushroom. Mushroom only, no onion. Mushroom got onion. They have many different lines. So what happens is that they think that this can maximize their profit because they can target then a lot of different kind of customer. But when the customer goes to the shelf, they look at so many different types. They're like, fuck.
You get confused.
When did this decision become so complicated? Now got mushroom without onion some more. Which one do I like more? I don't fucking know. So in anticipation that I might make a wrong mistake, Lego only got one only. Take that
Just
one.
go and let go.
Yes. So it seems like value becomes very subjective. Obviously, if I can create a product that is confirmed people like one, just like Apple created with the iPhone, boom, sapu the whole market for a good don't know how many years lah.
Right.
Yeah. But then tomorrow, what is the product that we are looking for?
Because at the same time, like you have to make the person get to a decision as well.
Yeah.
I
Correct.
think that's also the problem with like Lazada, where you have so many choice, so many products.
It's just a very
that are there.
confusing shopping journey.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you just
Like you
end
first,
up postponing a lot of your buys.
you went there. You go on Lazada. You want to buy a pair of shoes, but then, hey, there's an umbrella there also. And then you click on the umbrella, and then you forget what you were there to buy. Sometimes
You get lost
you get lost
in the sea of deals that you might
Yeah.
get.
Like I'm pretty sure I don't know if this happens to you, but on Netflix, do you find yourself browsing before you sleep and like struggling to click on
Yes.
and to commit on one
All
to
the
spend
damn
your-
time.
Yeah,
All the time.
And
All
then
the
you
time.
go back to like,
Yeah.
a
Suddenly,
safe one.
I want
Modern
TV3.
family.
I want TV3. I just want to turn on and see what's there. Maybe they should have a randomizer that will help. For people who just want to channel search, just hit our randomizer.
Like Netflix meets
Yeah.
Omega.
Huh.
Netflix means Omegle check
Except
that.
no like dodgy stuff. Yeah.
So I think it's a very valid
Mm.
thing. So and I think how if you're a specialist in something, you learn how to sell it better also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you who's just starting out, like instead of starting a retail store that has everything, for example, like what you can do today, like as a person, like without a lot of resources or whatever, you can actually build a very single focused service or product to go to market and learn how to sell that better, as well, because we're getting more and more connected. There are so many ways of targeting these days. You can find your niche if it's if it's something that people want in the market.
I like niches. I think, a lot of the time you try and get the mass market.
We don't all have to be
That
like
you
Amazon.
you don't cater to the smaller markets that are actually pretty sizable itself.
Correct. There's 6 billion people on the planet, man.
Yeah. So somebody with like that common interest is still a sizable market.
All you need is like 0.01% of the global population, for example, just to scale it really, really down. And Amazon, since you mentioned Amazon actually finds all these small, very, very profitable branded business to buy over as well. They're just gobbling up all these things, into their umbrella of companies.
More revenue stream. The company ran itself.
Yeah.
Let's just go back to shells lah.
Shells.
As
Butter
currency.
as currency. Then you wouldn't have that.
Yeah. Then how my ex-wife gonna get half my things?
Ripping on a divorce.
Yeah, they say Amazon, Jeff Bezos' wife made the greatest investment.
Yeah, I read about that.
That was a hilarious article to read. I was like,
Overnight. Just Amazon stocks, right?
yeah, man. It's like half of what he has.
It's mad. It's mad. And the fact that he went through with it.
So the joke is like, yeah, the relationship must be really bad lah. It's don't know how many $1 trillion bad, man.
That's crazy.
What do you mean? I didn't get that.
Like he rather get a divorce and give half of his shit than to.
But I think he's capable enough to make it back.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah, right?
But
it's
he
just a
can
number.
pay that amount. He's like, okay lah.
No, pay, like just shares, like,
Yeah.
you don't have to come out from your pocket, right? He's not even selling all these. But and also the wife's voting, all the shares, the voting rights are with him. It's not really
Oh, is it?
the wife, yeah.
Right.
No, it's
But
just
she can
shares
sell
only.
it, I think. Shares. It's basically Amazon shares.
But still,
Ah.
like hundreds of
Still.
millions.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But you don't have to be like Jeff Bezos, there are so many more hustlers out there, hidden
yeah.
hustlers.
I remember I wanted to ask you this earlier. Have you watched this show on Netflix? I think it's called China Hustle.
Yeah, where they peddle, crap Chinese.
Yeah, they basically do a
Stocks.
reverse takeover of a US shell company and rebrand it and sell it on the stock market
Oh,
and dress up everything lah. All the figures, like you have the world's biggest recycling plant. It's
In
in
China.
China somewhere. But the road is not even big enough for a big truck to go
It's
through.
actually it's like Wolf of Wall Street, selling penny stocks for like
Yeah.
insane valuations
Yeah,
and
it's
peddling,
the same thing.
peddling this in US. Because after 2018, I think everyone was scared with the American equities market. So like an alternative came.
China stepped in to do the same
The
damn
China
thing.
hustle.
Yeah.
Not China
the
stepped in. I think it was a bunch of Americans
Second,
who
third tier banks.
who take
Yeah.
Chinese business, put it up in
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Nasdaq, the
and sell the the China dream, China the fastest growing economy in the world and stuff like that.
So they're peddling lah. So this is like my main concern, right? Because everyone wants to get rich before 30. Everyone wants something for nothing lah. They want to find the next biggest niche. You're gonna create a lot of fake values, man. Because the demand is there, right? The dream is there.
The demand to pursue these
Yeah.
dreams. Oh, I think
I mean-
pursuing these dreams, if you don't have any business acumen, you don't know how to do, you don't know how to sell.
But if you're an investor and someone lob you a Chinese stock that is currently undervalued and has an RTO in the US, and then you look at the figures, it's all like it makes sense because the auditor dressed it up. Because the auditing standard, of course, is not the same
Throughout the
everywhere.
world.
Yeah, and in China, of course,
It's
there's a lot
written
of
by
dodgy
Big
shit.
Four. It's underwritten by Big Four.
Yeah,
Yeah. the China
KPMG.
hustle.
You know,
But people are gonna get
PwC.
conned, right? No matter what.
Yeah, they got conned.
you know what's the funny story though? When I
You
was
will
still in
get
the industry, right? They actually got PwC auditors to go to China for, let's say this is a property development company, get there to site the buildings. The auditor have to go and actually see it. So if you're a shell company and you don't have shit, what they do is that they go to the construction site. They will pay the construction worker. Their company don't even have to know. They just pay the construction worker. You hang this logo here. You paste this there for 2 days.
To show that you have a prime piece of land.
My
for
God.
making development.
It's crazy, man. I thought that was an interesting like documentary lah. So tying it back, do you think Alibaba is one of that RTO and they don't actually have? Maybe they do have a lot of volume, but maybe they don't have that big of a volume that they
But
claim.
Alibaba also has
Mm.
their own cloud computing service.
Mm.
You know, they are invested in so many companies.
Mm.
They're not just Alibaba anymore.
Mm.
I think they're like a huge holding company already.
Are they the same size as Amazon is? Or I'm very poorly researched here, so
I think they would be about the same size as
Mm.
Amazon. And I think in Southeast Asia, Alibaba actually has the advantage over Amazon. Amazon has a Singapore fulfillment center, but nobody uses it. Nobody uses Amazon in Singapore. Everyone's used to buying from China already.
Oh really? Taobao and all those.
A lot of them at least. Like from what I hear, right? I could be wrong. But
Mm.
from what I hear, Amazon is not really making its mark in Southeast Asia.
Mm.
I mean, Indonesia, there's their own entire ecosystem over there. You know, the Gojek, the Bukalapak, Tokopedia.
Mm.
You know, it's going to be quite hard for Amazon to tackle this market, I feel.
Mm.
So, and I strongly believe that Alibaba is actually a very good company. Like, you might not know this, but if you go, like, most of the biggest vape manufacturers in China
Mm.
are all most of them are ex-Alibaba staff. And the working culture in China is just insane. I went to my supplier's office. I see a lot of them, you know, just working halfway. They pull out the bed and then start sleeping there with their eye, you know, the
Eye mask.
eye mask thing.
Yeah.
And then just sleeps in the office. It's because
Whoa.
they don't go home. They just work like crazy.
That's
The
mad,
the
though.
Chinese
That's
working
mad.
culture is insane. Right? So Alibaba, you know, like Jack Ma recently got ripped on 9gag, I think, for slavery because he expects his staff to work like 9 to 9, 6 days a week. Right? It's not because of the money, it's because of the passion and the happiness. That's what he says, right? But if you can thrive in that environment, you will thrive
Anywhere.
anywhere.
Yeah.
You see, it's a very, very good training ground. Look at these people. I
That's
met
what
all
all
them,
the-
most of them are ex-Alibaba, dude.
Yeah. It's the same. That's how all the ex-Big Four staff are perceived as well, I guess. They're used to work.
You have to go
working-
through some,
yeah,
you know,
dog shit
school
hours.
of hard knocks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
This-
if you're doing it, like, if you ask me now, I would work for free for Jack Ma if
Mm.
given the opportunity.
Mm.
Because who knows what you can learn from him.
Mm.
And just being around him, what kind of knowledge or like network will you be able to
Access, yeah.
access?
But again, like a lot of these things, like you were saying, right? Who knows whether all this is dressed up?
I think
and
Chinese accounting center is better already now, I think.
it may
Because
not
it's
be-
consolidated into that few huge ones already.
How they do it?
But it's also reflective of like
But they actually
the way investors also
But it could be-
invest. The whole like startup culture, right?
Hmm.
It's about getting to 10x as soon as you can.
Yeah, and then 10x
at
again.
10x, you're getting series whatever, and you're
Yeah.
doing 10x again.
Yeah.
Like I also know, I know people who have asked for funding and receive funding, whose data like is not necessarily the most like honest data. You
Mm.
know, of course there's gonna be some dressing up
Massaging.
and you know, stuff that I believe I can do, but I'll just tell you that I've already done.
Yeah. Selling you a dream, lah, basically.
And
Everyone
it happens, and like it's very obvious that in the startup economy, that's what they go for.
Yeah. And,
As soon as you can get out.
and the interesting thing is that I think the other day I listened on BFM. Grab has posted don't know how much of a loss. Of
It's
course,
normal.
Uber is also a loss. Like
Yeah,
the more losses
it's
you
normal.
have, you're scaling great.
Yeah,
So they
because
stop
the
using-
story ends if you stop raising money.
Yeah.
Because you want to get market share, right?
It's unsustainable though.
No, but if they get 100% market share, then they can monetize.
Then
and
they can
profit.
monetize, but like from now till then,
That is the dream.
it's mad. It's
But
mad.
look at Amazon. Amazon was a loss-making company for how many years?
Not last week. I think they break even, barely pay tax for the longest time. Yeah, and apparently they do it to make sure that they don't have to pay tax. Some shit like that.
Yeah, to reinvest, to grow, to spend
Yeah.
on growth.
Yeah,
One in like
Yeah.
a million companies.
yeah. So like Uber now is.
I believe Apple was
It's the dream,
loss-making in the beginning.
It's the dream.
But I think if you do it well enough, you can actually rise out on top. But a lot of them will die in the process.
Confirm lah.
Right?
Because it's been so bad that they can't use PE ratio because there's no price.
There's no
earnings. There's no earnings.
earnings.
There's no
Yeah, there's only revenue
Yeah.
and price and
so
market
that
share.
they start using like revenue lah.
Future revenue, like potential revenue,
If you're selling the future, you sell the
Ah.
past, cannot. You must sell the future.
I don't know
Like
whether
these
we
people
are.
dangerous.
I have.
I
this
don't play that
feeling,
game also.
He feels like I'm really gambling. Like
But I think, using capital to fund growth, if you have a really good business, I think it's okay. But
at some point you have to make money lah. I think for each business, right? At some point you have to.
correct. And
But it would be very funny if like 20 years on and they're still making loss, but they're getting there lah.
like
Should be
Shopee.
interesting.
Wow, that would be like the greatest con job ever.
The longest also 20.
The real long con.
Yeah, long con.
You say like Shopee?
Lazada and Shopee. So Lazada is backed by Alibaba, right, in Malaysia.
Yes.
And then Shopee is backed by Tencent, which is their local rivals. And Shopee posts a 1 ringgit 20 cent, that's about 30 cents US dollars, losses for every 25 cents of products they sell. So every time they sell, they lose. They sell 1 ringgit worth of products, they lose 1.2
Yeah.
in net losses.
But at the end of the day, you are happy and you are happy because it's so easy to buy your stuff now and you don't get
Consumers
free
are.
shipping.
Consumers.
Yes.
The amount of
Yeah,
vouchers you
benefit.
get from Grab.
But once you monopolize, like Grab, when Uber exited
Yeah,
Malaysia,
yeah,
they hike prices up to
Confirm.
make that section profitable.
Yeah.
They're profitable now, Grab? Does everybody
At
know?
least that division probably is lah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. But right now they're fighting Boost as the payment
Yep.
gateway.
Yep. Quite
So
smart.
that's where they're throwing all the rewards, all their resources. They're burning it over there. Right, but it's crazy, man.
the
Like
race to
if
the
you go to
top.
China, like people don't even barely use bank accounts anymore. Just use their WeChat Pay, and Tencent is free to take all of this money to go and invest somewhere as long as people continue trusting that
Yeah.
payment
Yeah.
gateway to maintain the ledgers and stuff.
Same as Gojek, right? When they had.
But e-wallet penetration in Indonesia is not very high.
But immediately, as soon as they launched and people started having money on that platform, they were as big as like banks.
Correct.
In the amount of money that they
The-
had access to,
Mm.
which
And then they
is
use it to
collateral
invest.
for anything. To say that you have all this money stored on your.
Whoa.
Similarly, WeChat is probably bigger than like
Oh.
so many banks.
Fucking definitely, man. Definitely, it's just insane.
Yeah.
Have you been to China?
I've been to China, yeah.
Which part?
Guangzhou.
Guangzhou.
No, to
Yeah.
Beijing.
Beijing,
couple
the-
other.
probably the shitty part of China lah.
Shanghai is
Oh,
very
I went
sad, is
to
it?
I went to
Shanghai
Nanning
and
as well.
Shenzhen.
Pretty shitty too.
Shanghai and Shenzhen. Shenzhen is actually a pretty nice place. It's like super high tech. There's a lot of Teslas, a lot of Maseratis around for sure, and there's like Seoul Car in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were the first. The first time I saw it was in China. Shanghai is just super expensive. Yeah, but cool place, man. Shanghai, more modern, financial capital.
Has a nice sky as well, I hear. Nice and foggy all the time.
Really?
Bit black, is it? Black colour fog. No. Yes. You're talking about pollution.
Comes as a cost. I'm sure.
Beijing is grey.
Beijing is the.
Yeah,
the smog
Beijing. If you
city.
ask kids like what color is the sky, they'll say grey.
They'll draw grey. Just paint it with grey.
You laugh here, but it's true, man.
But this is the price of progress, right? Which again is like my ultimate question. Like, where are we going with all this like hyper consumerism, if I may call that? Like, a lot of people make money, that's a good thing. But I enjoy it.
Exactly. It's for personal enjoyment, dude. It's for humanism. Now people are more focused on our own experiences. We are no longer bound by nation,
The
family.
greater good.
Not really greater good. You can still believe in the greater good, I believe. Like,
But it's interesting because like of course in the US you have like arena names that is like what's their telco
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile Arena, yeah. They start to have that. People are buying in to national assets, like a stadium, or constructing an asset, like a stadium. Yeah. It's weird.
So a lot of them do it for branding, man.
Yeah,
Like, just
exactly.
to show up, we can do this.
And-
We're big, trust us. A lot of them. But I think telcos do that. Telcos are...
I don't know, because like the moment like you have a lot of people like owning shit, and then of course they control a bulk of the economy, then they would have power in, say, to lobby for laws. You can control a lot of different
Influence.
things. Yeah. And like it
Which
may
is
not
why
be
I truly believe blockchain is a solution. I'm not like actively promoting.
Yeah,
or
but tell me
anything.
how is it gonna be a solution?
Because it's controlled by the people.
Mm.
It's controlled by the network. The network owns the data, not a centralized entity or person like Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people make decisions. People vote through the blockchain if there are policies. That it's not perfect, but at least there's accountability is already a given.
Yeah, there can be no blackouts lah, and then say like, oh, BN win.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right, so it's not controlled by a single entity. So that one person cannot just do whatever he wants. If you have a president like China's president who's quite
Manipulative.
manipulative, you have to be as a politician, but he develops things the right way. Like Donald Trump says that global warming is a Chinese hoax. It's actually a scientifically proven phenomenon that's happening. Global warming.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
And then an idiot on presidency can influence
Yeah.
the public and say all this bullshit, for example.
Well, I like to point to a different alternative source of
Solution.
no. Like just like this is like one example that is bad. Yeah, it's true. But also people come up with a lot of stupid shit. Like, do you know in 4chan people created like the flat Earth, and then people they are actually flat earthers, and they actually penetrated Malaysia as well. But it's flat earther with Islam. It's quite funny. There's a Facebook group
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I watched a
Wow.
flat Earth documentary actually.
behind the curve.
Behind the curve, I think.
What was it?
Netflix.
Like, what kind
Netflix,
of stuff
right?
do they talk about?
So they basically believe the Earth is flat lah. And it's this bunch of people that, you know, no one control them. They believe everyone is controlled by government believing this bullshit. How do you know the Earth is not round? You look outside, it's flat. What?
Yeah, but it's more.
Yeah,
It's more
it's
than
very
that, lah. It's more. It's
Yeah.
more than. It's about saying like,
I
how
don't
do
be-
you know the pictures of the moon, or the pictures of Earth from the moon are, you know, actual pictures of Earth.
Yeah.
that it was taken, and like it's more towards a conspiracy that you're being lied to,
Yeah.
Right.
and that it's not that the Earth is on a flat piece of paper. There are other like possible permutations to it, like being in a dome,
Yeah.
and being in like.
No, they fight among themselves also. Like some
They-
believe
they-
that it's in a dome, some is like, you know, the Arctic surrounds like that.
So
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's an actual movement.
It's an actual movement, and then they have like, I think there was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, they have like 10,000 people attended the conference.
Wow.
But if you watch the documentary, it's very clear that some of these guys are just in it to make money, because they sell like the globes. Sorry, I don't know what to call it. You know.
the domes.
But the model of like flat Earth.
Right.
Yeah, some of them make it into a clock, so they see it as a source of revenue lah. I guess I don't know whether they believe or not. Some entrepreneurs will definitely do that lah. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Opportunity, as long
but
as there's demand.
Yeah, yeah, and sometimes I feel that, you know, I don't really like a lot of governing in my life by the government, but at the same time, I feel like sometimes people can be really funny.
Yeah, there are all kinds.
Right.
There's 6 billion people in the
Yeah.
world. There's all sorts of people
Yeah.
out there. There are some people who
So
like.
sometimes when it comes to like free market and government governing certain aspect of it, it's a hard lah to pick the policy that is correct.
You're right.
Yeah, because
I think so
value
too.
is hard to determine, right?
Correct.
Mm.
And there will always be another type of people that's believing something
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
And sometimes you don't know what you create, man. Like
So I don't think there's a right or wrong on this planet Earth. It's what you perceive it to be, I think.
I went deep there.
No.
Deep.
Because I'm pretty sure Zuckerberg didn't like realize Facebook would be this.
Yeah.
I don't think he came up with a plan. Yeah, I'm gonna create the biggest platform in the
Yeah.
earth. Yeah.
He just created something during his free time and then it just grew.
I
And
think
then-
the movie said he wanted to look for chicks, is it? Look for hot chicks. That's why they
The
encourage
movie?
you to post your face there. So
Oh,
it's
red
not
hot or
face-
not? Hot or not?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
It started off as that.
that's
Yeah,
what-
like
yeah.
a community
Tinder.
voting. Yeah, sort of.
Huh.
Yeah, and over time it just evolves into something else.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of it, like he doesn't even control directly.
Right,
Like,
it's
it
the
is just them
people-
reacting to what is around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
And
also
it
a very
becomes
grey
its
market.
own,
You know,
like-
data, it's very lightly regulated.
Yeah.
Data.
Soon. You mean now or?
No, it's still.
I mean the EU
loosely-
lah. In America, it's not so much yet. Right?
US, EU tightening up,
Mm.
but a lot
But
of
it's still
data.
just about privacy. It's not much about like what you can do with it, what they can do themselves, right?
I mean, like Facebook has been, tightening up their
Yeah.
community guidelines and stuff like that. Also, you have to play by the rules that you want to play in their game now,
Hmm.
and they will change as they get more and more pressure from different groups of
Yeah,
people.
but with so many data, right? Do you get scared like if they can simulate you? Like if one day they just have so many
think
behavioral
if
data, so
they
many
have a
different
chatbot.
points. Yeah, and they
To
just
learn.
like, how many of Jeremy can I create?
Do you all realize when you're using Gmail, when you're replying emails that are like auto
Yeah.
answering stuff?
Yeah,
So that's actually their way of training
The bots to-
bots to
yeah.
answer the way you want. And can you imagine next time as technology progresses, they get access to your heartbeat, your lively, your what do you call that? Your blood
your
pressure,
vital signals.
your vital signals, your dopamine levels. They can control you to do whatever they want by showing you different things. For example, if they know, this guy saw this ad and his blood sugar spiked a little bit. Oh, this ad is good. Show more of this ad. Imagine if biotech and infotech merges together.
Is it not scary?
It's super scary. I'm
It
sure
is
it
scary.
will. I'm
You
sure
know,
it is merging, definitely. It is merging for sure.
And you just imagine, like, if Google, Facebook is controlled by these few corporations,
Yeah. Essentially, few people will control like the rest of the.
they can
population.
influence how the earth works,
Ah.
literally. But blockchain, the network governs itself. Yeah. So I see it as like 10, 20 years down the line. It's definitely not there yet now, for sure.
No, I still fail to see like how network can. How
Bitcoin. It has to be
blockchain can counter this though.
in
Because
applications,
no one person, like right now, all
no
your
one
data.
person control the data.
Yes.
Right. Only if everyone do transactions on Bitcoin lah, I suppose.
Or any other crypto. Bitcoin is
Yeah.
just is a dinosaur. It's the first ever.
right. Okay.
it's an
sorry.
application of blockchain, right?
Correct.
Bitcoin. So
Correct.
it can be applied in like
Yeah.
ways that we cannot imagine.
So if
Yeah,
all of us,
to ensure the integrity of the system.
so if all of
Yeah.
us ensure the integrity of the system,
Yeah.
then technically, all these businesses, Amazon, would not be able to survive lah. Theoretically, is it?
I mean, I foresee a time where blockchain will take over traditional internet companies, right?
I
But
see what you mean.
but people will still get rewarded. This person can go out and raise funding in Bitcoin to develop a decentralized app, like a decentralized Facebook, right? They raise money.
That would be a very interesting future. Then the next question is, how would marketers sell shit? Because I get no access to
okay.
data.
That brings me to one of my
Ah.
questions. I actually have this browser. It's called the Brave browser. I'm not sure if you heard of it.
No.
So it's a browser that blocks out all JavaScript tracking codes and ads.
Right.
But if you choose to turn it on, you get paid in the basic attention token. It's basically a cryptocurrency that represents human attention. You pay people in BAT, you pay publishers in BAT, they show your ad to people, and they pay, something like that, right? Like
So wait. So I'm the end user. Let's figure this out. I'm the end user. I'm
you
on this
browse
app,
using Brave.
Brave,
Yeah,
and I'm brave enough to turn on ads.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You get paid.
You get paid.
The end user get paid.
The publisher pays you, and the network takes like a transaction fee.
Oh, so basically Google is just the middleman, like introduction fee lah.
And in like a ad fee, for watching this ad you get paid this much.
Yeah.
And then basically a publisher pays.
Isn't
you
there
this
a
much.
Black Mirror episode? There is, right? A Black Mirror episode about the guy who watch ad and then get paid.
There is
No,
no.
he can't cancel it. I can't remember.
Yeah. The one where, you know, he sponsored his life savings to this girl to go for the singing competition. And then
Yes,
she
yes,
became
yes.
like a internet content creator.
Basically, yes.
Right.
Basically, what we're talking about here.
Correct.
Yeah.
Even in Maniac, you know Maniac?
Oh, I didn't watch all of it.
There's
It's too
this
scary.
guy who's the ad buddy. When
Spoil
you're
it
out
for
of
me.
money, you can
Watch ads to
you
get
can
money.
watch ads to pay for shit that you owe, you know. And this guy will just be.
But it's
next to
essentially
you
that.
reading an ad.
Except now, Facebook is taking all of the money instead
yeah,
of you.
right. You are not getting anything.
Yeah. So imagine a protocol like this.
Weirdly sold right now. I want to go home, download this, and turn it on.
Anything you can earn money, like it'll be a
I'm
sell.
farming.
I don't remember the exact like process on earning money, but I
Yeah.
think publishers have to put in the Brave advertising like thing
Allocation.
over there.
Mm.
Yeah, it's only for advertisers on the Brave network.
Mm.
So yeah, this is one use case of blockchain that's currently running, and this is actually is developed by JavaScript's co-founder and Mozilla's founder.
Oh.
Yeah, so you
For
know,
a more
big
open
name.
internet.
Yeah, man, for a more open internet.
Because for sure, no one can get your data.
Yeah.
But the problem is.
No.
when-
Actually, the data is publicly accessible to everyone in bits and pieces. Something
Yeah.
like that.
But no one can consolidate everything, right? I assume.
Yeah.
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 Then
So
the next
so-
guy who can create to consolidate will make the money, lah, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But you see, consolidating is centralizing it, and
That's
effectively,
not what is-
that's not what blockchain wants to
Yeah.
represent.
Yeah.
So if you go and develop something like that, like Facebook is launching their own Facebook coin, Q2. I think it's this quarter they're gonna come out already. It's to facilitate payment, you know, through Messenger, through WhatsApp, through Facebook, through Instagram. And it's going to be built on blockchain, but it's going to be like blockchain. What I mentioned to you, BAT, is more like the internet. What Facebook is building is like intranet, like within the network. So I wouldn't bet on it. You know,
Yeah.
it's controlled by a single entity
Yeah.
again. Again, the data is owned by Facebook.
But what if this brave guy get really big though?
Really big in what sense?
But then again, he still don't control any data.
he don't
right?
control any data. He just maintains the network. Like
Yeah.
he has the development team that maintains the network.
Right.
Yeah, but
And the
you
way he
guys
makes money
use it.
is just that if.
Yeah. And all this code is actually open to the public to audit. You can see what happens in the back end. So that is the ideal world that I envision. Right? And that is what I'm betting my 10% of my monthly income on. Yeah, it's a
I
long
say
shot.
that's a sizable bet still.
I wouldn't say that. 10% really? Maybe I should reduce that 5%. You know?
Like,
But it's a long shot.
I feel it's
but
quite idealistic, yes.
It is very idealistic.
Because at the same time, I think that whenever a truly a good idea comes up, like it has to also fight against brands, companies
That are already
institutions
existing.
that want to protect their market share and are not gonna, give up anything.
Yeah, but hopefully like this can decentralize power instead of
Yeah. Like right now, it's kind of hard to see that. It's just hard to see how can big brands overcome this though.
overcome this. I think it really
blockchain.
depends on people wanting to use it.
Yeah.
Now,
as
right
people
now, it's
gain
still
more
like a fraction of
awareness.
the entire world's
Yeah.
population that's using these things. I would say none of them are being used on a day-to-day basis yet, except for a handful few.
Maybe we should get someone in to talk about this as well.
Uh-huh.
Definitely.
I think we touched on a lot of things today. We just passed like the 2-hour mark already.
Oh, well done. First
Whoa.
guest.
Well done. First person. Although with a nice intermission in the middle. Maybe that's what we need, some technical issues
Every now and
episode.
then. Yeah, but I think we can wrap it up. Shall we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Right? It's fantastic
Thanks
talk.
for
I
having
think
me.
we have went into every here and there, I think, but a lot on consumerism, a lot on values, and where the future is going to be. I think I'll look into this blockchain shit. Sounds like I should also put 10% of my shit into some
Oh,
coin.
but you're gonna show us some coins, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You just want to get free coins.
Off mic, not get free coins, just find out a little bit.
Yeah, it's
A
quite
lot of
exciting
the problem
times.
is identification.
I think as long as a coin is stable and is used for transaction, I think I would back it. The one reason why I just always thought that it's dangerous because there's a lot of pump and dump, I think.
Yeah,
There's
you
no
really need to
regulation.
do it.
Yeah.
Especially in 2017 and 2018, a lot of people saw the spike
Yeah.
and people just wanted to get on the boat.
Yeah.
And they just create a lot of scams and
Yeah.
really, really horrible products.
So I don't
It's
know.
not supposed to be on blockchain.
I don't know how far this is true, but generally I'm a bit wary of things that spike up too fast.
Yeah.
Like, I prefer long and steady growth lah. Bit of an old man myself lah. Younger
Yeah.
different lah. Younger I want to make 1 million, one trade. Yeah. Okay, so
All right. So if people wanna follow you,
Oh,
find
yeah.
out what you're doing.
So I run a podcast myself and also a YouTube channel. And it's all about hustling. If you want to start a side hustle, you want to learn how to grow a small business, you can check out my podcast. It's a bit empty right now, but we will be producing a lot of content over the next few years. Okay, like I'm
Invested
knees
in it.
deep. I'm emotionally invested in it. So
Nice.
check it out. Check out our website. It's hustlr.com without the E. hustlr.com. Yeah, so check us out.
Okay, pretty cool. And you sell vape juice at
VapeClubMY.com. If you vape, good for you. If you don't smoke, don't vape, okay?
yeah, I will paste the links below, as usual, in our description. Is that all? Is that all you're doing right now?
Yeah.
Writing any books or any guides?
I've been writing a little bit
Huh?
lately on the
Ebooks.
Hustlr blog.
Huh.
Yeah, so we will be writing like a few really, really lengthy guides, like step-to-step guides on how you can start your own blog, your own
E-business.
your own e-commerce
Podcast.
business, your own
Yeah.
podcast. We will be covering all of these. So yeah, I might be compiling all of that into like a guidebook of side hustles or something. So
Nice.
check it out. Watch that space.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, man. Good chatting with you.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Cash.
And you, kid.
Thank you.
Alright.
Thanks,
Ciao,
kid.
guys.
Bye.